Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sidebusters.
Line drive, left field, base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes his 2nd run home, and the Sodbusters have the lead.
Us Hastings kids, we kind of have our own little crowd going on in the corner, so it's been a blast.
The 1-2 pitch on the way. Called strike 3, and the Sodbusters are out of trouble in the 7th.
I kind of get what's expected, and we're supposed to do it the right way, everything else, but at the end of the day, it is summer baseball, and we're here to improve every day, but also have a lot of fun.
Sodbuster Baseball.
Previously in the summer, I got to play with a kid from Japan, so that's a cool connection there, and it's just nice getting to know everybody and seeing what they like, kind of maybe they show me something that I'll like and enjoy and take on for the rest of my life. You never know.
Swing and a miss. And the Hastings Sodbusters have won for the 3rd time in a row.
You got to make sure you have your composure and stay true to who you are up there. You got to be able to know what kind of baseball player you are, and you got to play to your strengths.
The Hastings Sidebusters.
The optimism of a weekend series win faded a little bit yesterday for the Hastings Sodbusters as they lost the opening game of a 3-game series to the Casper Spuds 6-4. Little mistakes again came up big for Hastings. They committed 3 errors, had a couple of other mental blunders, and when all was said and done, Casper got the win. But today is another day. That's the great thing about summer baseball, a chance to flush that and an opportunity to get back on the field today. We'll see how it goes as the same 2 teams meet in the middle game of the 3-game series here at Duncan Field. One of the highlights of yesterday was a home run which left the yard. It doesn't happen too often at Duncan Field. We'll hear from Kale Jensen about that accomplishment. We'll also get the thoughts of the head coach, Joel Skipper, and we'll hear from Ryan Valenta as we bring you Sodbuster Baseball. Our pregame coverage continues next.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. Now, my job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
It is our Sodbuster Spotlight as we get a chance to hear from Kale Jensen, newcomer to the Hastings Sodbuster team. Well, first of all, talk about your journey to being a Sodbuster. Sounded like you were going to play earlier in the summer and then a hand issue. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so I was supposed to play at the beginning of the summer, and then unfortunately about 2 weeks left in the spring season, I found out that I broke my hand, so I had to get surgery on that, and that took a couple weeks recovery, and then luckily I was back pretty quickly for having to have surgery, but yeah, about 2 weeks later, I was back to playing.
And that was stunning when I heard the hand surgery. I'm thinking, well, you're out for the whole summer. What did they do, and how does it feel?
Yeah, they just had to go in and remove the broken part of the bone and just kind of sand that down so it's kind of just not even there anymore. And so, I mean, it feels normal now. It was really sore the first times I took swings again, but now it feels pretty normal.
You set out a redshirt year at North Dakota State. Talk about your decision to go up there, and how did your first year just kind of watch and practice and go up there for the Bison?
Yeah, I think the first year went pretty well. I mean, other than not getting to play, I mean, a redshirt season just kind of is to get more experience, and that's kind of what the summer is about, just kind of get college live at-bats again and just kind of get back in the swing of things. But I think it was just a good experience the first year, at least just learning the speed of the game and just how much different it is than high school ball. And as a redshirt at a D1 school, what's a typical week, what's a typical day for you like in terms of the practice? Do you still get some live at-bats against other redshirts, or what's it like? Yeah, I mean, at the school that I'm at, how north we are and how cold it is, it's a little bit more uncommon of a redshirt season because all the teams has away games like every single weekend, so we only have a handful of guys back home. So I mean, it's a lot of individual work that you have to get in on your own, so it's kind of tough and a little different, but I do think that it helped me get a lot better over the winter.
Talking to Kale Jensen. He's at North Dakota State, former Central City guy. You had a chance to play for a couple of amazing teams for that Central City Fullerton Centura team. Talk about the high school and the Legion seasons, which kind of set the stage for the chance to play college ball.
Yeah, I mean, that program, we've made a big progress in that. I mean, my freshman and sophomore year, we didn't start too hot to the seasons, and then junior year, we kind of took off and made it to the state tournament, and the next year we did as well. So I mean, and then they did again this year. So I mean, yeah, the program's doing really well, and it was really fun to do that.
Was it always a dream to have a chance to play college baseball and then Division I baseball?
Yeah, I mean, ever since I was a little kid, I always knew I wanted to play at least college baseball and just continue to play as long as I can. So yeah, playing especially Division I baseball has always been a dream.
Talking with Kale Jensen. He's from Central City, now at North Dakota State, and now he's a Hastings sodbuster. So you want to get a chance to swing the bat for the summer. What a debut. First of all, on the road, you get 2 doubles, couple of hits. Talk a little about the weekend that you had on the road up in South Dakota.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little different, not getting many live at-bats because of my hand, and just kind of going right back into the games. I mean, it was different, but I mean, just another at-bat. Just kind of got to go up there and swing the bat and see what happens.
And then, first game at Duncan Field, had its ups and downs. I know the Sun Field out in left field is a real pain. So you had maybe a couple of defensive snafus. How tough is it to keep in the game when you make a mistake to just make the next play, even if something doesn't go your way?
Yeah, I mean, I did have a couple sloppy plays out there, and then, I mean, just kind of keep helping the team win and get as close to a win as we can, and just keep helping the team progress throughout the game. So it's 4-0. You come to the plate, left-handed hitter, Duncan Field. Haven't had a home run for the Sodbusters on this field for a couple of years. You hit one out. Talk a little about what's going through your mind as you exit Duncan Field and get your name added to the list. Yeah, I mean, growing up close to Hastings, you kind of always hear about how big this field is and how no one hits home runs ever. So, I mean, I didn't think it was going out, and I mean, when just surrounding the bases with a little bit of a different feeling because you just know that not many people have done it.
When you hit the first base bag, were you thinking 2, 3? I mean, because, coming out of okay, this is going to go over his head. Were you thinking triple, or you said you didn't think it was out? What were you thinking when it came off the bat?
Well, yeah, I saw the right fielder turn and run, so, I mean, I immediately thought at least get a double here and then maybe stretch it to 3 if he's still going back, and then it ended up going over the fence.
Did you see it hit the wall, or were you running?
Yeah, I saw it, bounce straight up, and I was just kind of confused because it went straight up in the air right when it hit the wall, and then it just happened to go over.
What was the reaction? You're still a relative newcomer in terms of playing. How big of a team bonding is that when you get kind of mobbed at home plate?
Yeah, I mean, over the weekend going up to South Dakota, I did kind of get to know the guys quite a bit more than I did at the beginning of the season. But yeah, now I feel like I have grown a big bond with those other guys.
And is it a pretty tight group? I mean, it seems like a fun group. I know the wins haven't come the way you want to, but it feels like you guys are doing the little things and getting to know each other well.
Yeah, even though we haven't had as many wins as we'd like, I would say the dugout's still pretty positive, and it's a fun team to be on, and we just have a fun time out there.
We're talking to Kale Jensen, who's up at North Dakota State. Academically, what are you studying? How's it going?
I will be studying exercise science, and this will be my first year in that program. I was doing business administration, and now I'll switch over to that.
I think the average is 3 major changes by the time you go to college. So what attracted you to exercise science?
Yeah, I mean, I've always kind of wanted to do something a little bit medical, but I'm not super into the blood and stuff like that. So, I mean, I didn't want to be a doctor, but then I thought about maybe going into chiropractic school after that. So that's kind of what drew me to that.
Do you want to stay in baseball or around the game as long as you can?
Yeah, I mean, if the opportunity presents itself, I mean, I'd love to play the game as long as I can, however long I can, I guess.
Kale Jensen, he's our Sodbuster Spotlight. I'm Steve Stein.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters Baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate wood-bat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. game. The Hastings Sidebusters.
The Hastings Sodbusters fell to the Casper Spuds 6-4 on Monday. After the contest, we heard from head coach Joel Skipper.
I thought the guys competed pretty well. I think just came down to a couple plays. They made some, we didn't. We had a couple hit batters that led to runs, had a couple misplayed balls to the left. Had a pick opportunity to end the inning that we missed. So just those little details, man. The margin for error is so small in winning and losing, and just didn't make enough plays today.
You mentioned the competitive nature. It's 4-0, and pretty neat moment for Kale Jensen, who had his issues defensively, but anytime you get a home run at Duncan Field, that is a pretty special moment.
That is impressive, man. And no wind tonight either, so that was a bomb. I was telling him I can't imagine where that would end up with a metal bat, probably on the baseball field across the street. So that was a really cool moment. Obviously gave us some energy. Wish we could have kind of came through and get a couple more runs to tie that thing up.
And you mentioned the energy. He had 2 doubles in his first game up in South Dakota. Here's a Division I recruit. There's a guy who can maybe add a little bit different kind of energy to this team.
No doubt, big lefty bat. So he's been seeing the ball super well. So we're really excited to kind of get him back from that broken hand. So he's been doing a great job. Obviously, get him a couple more fly balls tomorrow, but he'll be back. He'll be back and better than ever.
Well, and that's one thing about it. Duncan Field. We talk about the spaciousness of it. There are certain times a day out there in left field and on the left side of the infield, the sun is wicked.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. Especially when it kind of gets over that, kind of over those stands, it gets pretty hard to see. So, this is kind of a tough break right there.
You think about the 6th inning. They have a 1-run lead. You guys get the bases loaded, 1 out. I guess give their guys some credit. They bring in one of their top relievers, and he kind of shuts the door. How big was that when you had the chance to at least get the tying run across, and it didn't happen there?
Yeah, that was a tough break. Obviously, if we could kind of see that ball up and drive it to the outfield, tie that game up there, I think it's a little bit different story going in there. But, kind of my message to the guys after the game is the importance of throwing up zeros after we score. We missed a couple opportunities on that today, and you could really see, when they did that to us offensively, it kind of killed our momentum. So that's obviously something we kind of want to develop as we keep going during the season.
Do we have a potential pitching plan for Tuesday?
We're going to have Adam DeBoer start for us tomorrow. We have a lot of our pitchers lined up from a pretty good performance this weekend in Pierre. So we'll see some different guys tomorrow. We're going to start with Adam.
Hastings coach Joel Skipper after a 6-4 loss to Casper. Same 2 teams on Tuesday as we bring you Sodbuster Baseball. I'm Steve Stein.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back, or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil. Tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris. Plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Welcome back to Duncan Field, the Hastings Sodbusters and the Casper Spuds. Game 2 of the 3-game series. It's Steve Stein with Ryan Valenta.
Good to be back. Game 2 of 3 of the series. Sodbusters, tough loss last night. Thought it might be the time, you get a good road trip in Oahe like we've been talking about. Taking 2 out of 3 for your 2 first wins of the season. A lot of offense in those 2 wins, but offense kind of fell flat a little bit last night. Not too great on either side. Cabranes with a multi-hit game for the Busters. Went 2 for 4. We saw Zach Vital at the plate. He had 3 multi-hit games and a 3-game hitting streak coming in, but that was spoiled last night as he went 0 for 3. A couple hits all around, but it was just that relief pitching for the Spuds that really did the Sodbusters in last night. Nick Flores and Daniel Barcena, just an absolute buzzsaw of a 1-2 punch for the Spuds, and the Sodbusters fell out flat there. But they'll have another opportunity tonight, and this is a team they know well. They know what they're going to bring to the table, so can only do is play hard and hope you get this first win.
Casper, they ended up out hitting Hastings 8-7. Soundbusters had 3 official errors in the game. There's a couple other, miscues that really cost them an extra base here. Saw some balls get over the head or sun issues. So those types of things all come back to haunt you when you're playing a team that is probably at least as good or better talent-wise than you are. And right now the Soundbusters just not making those little plays. But today could be the day as they'll send Adam DeBoer to the mound against Bobby Simmons, who really had a good game in his last outing against the Hastings Soundbusters. It's Hastings and Casper. It's brought to you today by Fisk Chiropractic, the Nebraska Lottery, and Jerry Spady Chevrolet. Let's take a look at the starting lineups from Duncan Field. Leading off for Hastings and playing right field will be Gage Frank. In the 2-hole, shortstop Josh Printer. Batting third and playing second base, Marcos Cabranes. The catcher is Nick Jones. He's batting fourth. And then it's Kale Jensen in left field, batting fifth. Rusty Wortman, the designated hitter, bats sixth. Corbin Rich plays first base and bats seventh. Anthony Chavez at third base, batting eighth. And Lane Shires is in center field and batting ninth. Adam DeBoer, the aforementioned right-hander, is on the mound for the Hastings Soundbusters. For the Casper Spuds, Elijah Reeves leads off. He's the DH today. Matthew Marsick is in left field. Chase Burke, the center fielder for the Casper Spuds, and batting third. Chandler Stocking is the shortstop, batting fourth. Yariel Diaz does the catching, and he bats fifth. Then it's Nathan Martinez at third base. Danner Hamburg, the second baseman, batting seventh. Caleb Simmons at first base, batting eighth. And Ryan Schmidt plays right field and bats ninth. Bobby Simmons will get the start today for the Casper Spuds. Hastings under the direction of Joel Skipper. He's in his first year. He's the Hastings College head coach. He's coached there for 2 years. They went 12-34 this past year, 6-20 in the GPAC. His first head coaching job, a Michigan native. He was an assistant at D2 Davenport University. That squad getting its first conference title since moving up from NAIA. He was also an assistant at D3 Calvin University. We're hoping to see Vinny Cerrone arriving shortly. He's going to be the pitching coach. Corey Caranda, who is a Lincoln Southeast graduate and a grad assistant at Hastings College, is the assistant coach for the Hastings Soundbusters. Once again, their lineup: Frank, Printer, Cabranes, Jones, Jensen, Wortman, Rich, Chavez, and Shires with DeBoer on the mound. Casper under the direction of their first-year head man, Mike Bowles. Bowles was a hitting coach at South Carolina Beaufort, a team that was in its first year of NCAA Division II ball, moving up from NAIA. He's a military kid, born in Illinois, graduated high school in Maine, kind of been all over, and we appreciate his service. He was an Air Force veteran, just got his master's, hopes to be a head college coach someday, and taking that next step by being a summer head coach. His assistant coach is Andrew Mounts. They go with Reeves, Marsick, Burke, Stocking, Diaz, Martinez, Hamburg, Simmons, and Schmidt, with Simmons on the mound. Soundbusters coming in at 2-12. The Casper Spuds are 7-5 on the year. This game by the numbers, Soundbusters batting .209. That's up a couple of percentage points from yesterday. Their team ERA at 4.69. Casper, a team batting average of .266. Their team earned run average coming into today is 4.41. The Hastings Soundbusters, the Casper Spuds. It's game number 2 of the 3-game series. Duncan Field, the site of this contest, and same two teams will be playing tomorrow. So if you're in Central Nebraska and want to come out and see the game in person, weather is just perfect for these 3-game series. So we invite you to come on out. Going to take it down to the field as we'll have our national anthem here momentarily as part of Sodbuster Baseball.
Okay, tonight we're going to do the national anthem. Sophia Hendrickson will be doing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight The ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang when the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. For Satan's that star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Sophia Henderson, next.
Sophia Hendrickson with our national anthem in advance of today's game between the Hastings Sodbusters and the Casper Spuds. This one of the independent games going on. One of three on the agenda. Spearfish is at Fremont beginning a series, and Sawtooth plays at Badlands. Over the weekend, Nebraska ended up sweeping a three-game series at Spearfish. The Sunday games were 10-4 and 10-5 as they played a doubleheader that day. Badlands hosted Fremont, took 2 out of 3, including a 7-1 win on Sunday. Sawtooth was at Casper, got the three-game series sweep, and of course Hastings winning 2 of 3 against the Zap. As the updated standings heading into today, Badlands at 12-4, Fremont 13-5, Casper 7-5, Spearfish 4-8-1, Hastings 2-12, Oahe is 2-15-1. The Nebraska Prospects and Sawtooth not going to be eligible for the postseason. They're both playing really well, though. The Prospects 9-3, Sawtooth 6-3 against competition here in this league, and 11-4 overall. Set to go for Sodbuster Baseball as Adam DeBoer will be taking the hill. No record, a 6.13 ERA, making his 5th appearance in 8 innings. He's allowed 8 runs, 7 of those earned. He has allowed 13 hits, struck out 10, and walked 3. His defense, Nick Jones doing the catching. First base is Corbin Rich. At second base, it's Marcos Cabranes. And playing third base, Anthony Chavez. The shortstop is Josh Printer. The outfield left to right, Kale Jensen, Lane Shires, and Gage Frank. As Ryan's set to go with a little baseball here on a perfect night at Duncan Field.
Going to be a little bit of a bullpen game for Joel Skipper and the Sodbusters, as DeBoer, primarily a reliever throughout this season and his career, is from the Storm of Southeast Community College down in Beatrice, where this season so far, 4 appearances, is a multi-inning guy. I talked to Joel Skipper for the game. He said ideally he'd like to get at least 5, if not 6, out of DeBoer, and then give it away to the rest of the relievers in the bullpen. So DeBoer have to get ahead of these hitters. We know that Casper's aggressive. We know that they like to pour on runs early, and the Sodbusters, the theme at Duncan Field's been getting behind early and not being able to claw back after going down early in the game. So Adam DeBoer set to make his first start of the season.
And he will be going against Reeves, Marsick, and Burke here in inning number 1 as we are throw over to first is not in time. Marsick yesterday going 2 for 4 with a triple and a run scored. He had a multi-hit game in the second game of the Twin Bill a week ago Sunday when the two teams were able to salvage 2 games out of that 3-game series when rain knocked out the first 2. Pitch misses, 1 ball and 1 strike on Matthew Marsick, just underway, top of the first, 1 on, nobody out for the Casper Spuds here against the Hastings Sodbusters. Summer League wood bat baseball. Does it get much more fun than this on a 78-degree night in Hastings? Pitch is fouled away, 1-2 on Marsick. No wind. Like I say, you could not ask for a better night for baseball. And if you're in central Nebraska and want to make the trek out either today or tomorrow, you can certainly do that and enjoy not just the baseball but the show. It's a lot of fun, a lot of neat things happening, a lot of contests. Fisted into center field. That's a base hit. And first and second, throw back behind the but hustling back in is Elijah Reeves. So Marsick jammed pretty much, but he was able to lift it over the second baseman and into center field. And 2 on, nobody out for the Casper Spuds here at inning number 1. Box for the Casper Spuds, 7-5 on the year, with 3 of those wins coming against the Hastings Sodbusters. They look to jump on top early. They have not trailed Hastings in a game yet this year. DeBoer working out of the stretch, as he has been since the beginning. Pitch is fouled away. No balls and 1 strike. First pitch of the game was hit up the middle for an infield single. Marsick follows that with the single, and now Chase Burke trying to move those guys along as we're early in this one. And DeBoer out of the stretch. Checking the runner at second. Brings it home. Pitches outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. It's Kobe Schott doing the balls and strikes today. Sean Schott is in the field. Same umpiring crew that we had for the series opener. 1-1 pitch. Outside. 2 balls and a strike now on Chase Burke. Burke, 237 on the year, triple, couple of doubles. He's knocked in 6 and scored 9 times. Also has 5 stolen bases. Has not gotten it going against Hastings, looking for his first hit. 0 for 7, and he's way behind the fastball there. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Chase Burke, who suffered through an 0 for 4 day yesterday, although he did have a couple of stolen bases and was really a pest on the bases for this Casper Spud crew. DeBoer breaks contact, and there will be a visit to the mound here from catcher Nick Jones as he'll go out and try to make sure they're on the same page with the runner at second. Want to have all of your signs correct here as they talk things over for a big 2-2 pitch. Sodbusters trying to record that elusive first out with runners at first and second and no one out for the Casper Spuds in the top half of inning number 1. DeBoer brings it home. Fouled away. Good job there for Chase Burke to stay alive. For DeBoer, his last outing coming against Casper. As the pitch comes in, and it's outside for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pitched a couple innings, allowed 2 runs on 3 hits, struck out 1 and walked 2 on that day in the first game of a doubleheader against the Spuds. DeBoer brings home the 3-2 pitch. Didn't mean to go, went. Strike 3, huge call there, and I think Burke knew it as he tried to sell it that it was ball 4, but not much argument as he goes to the dugout, and that is a large first out with runners at first and second and now 1 out. That'll bring to the plate Chandler Stocking. Division I guy, steps in the right-handed box, outstanding fielder, and has been a very solid plate guy as well for this team from Casper. Takes strike 1, no balls, 1 strike on Chandler Stocking. Stocking 316, 2 doubles, 8 runs batted in, 6 runs scored. He's also stolen a couple of bases this year. Now another visit here from Jones to DeBoer. This is kind of interesting. Two catcher conversations here and back-to-back batters.
Yeah, Jones went right out there right after he caught the pitch, so sign must be off. It didn't look like Jones got crossed up or anything, so.
Stocking out of Alabama A&M University. First and second, 1 out. Pitch is in the dirt. Jones can't find it. It's all the way back to the screen. The runners will advance. That's a large, wild pitch, but now that runner's at third and less than 2 outs, and any ground ball up the middle can get a run home. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike on Chandler Stocking. Stocking 2 for 8 against Hastings this year. Had hits in each of the 2 double games of the doubleheader last Sunday. Second and third, 1 out. And the pitch. Way high. 2-1 on Stocking, with Yariel Diaz likely to bat unless the Sodbusters could find a way to somehow get 2 outs before he comes up. Unlikely occurrence. Maybe a line out, step on a bag. Pitch way outside. Now 3-1 on Chandler's Stocking.
Sodbusters are due for a line drive double play. It's how the Sodbuster threat in the ninth was extinguished last night to end the game.
3-1 pitch. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Trouble into center field. 1 run will score. Here comes his second run home. Shire's throw will be cut off by the first baseman. It's a 2-run single for Chandler's Stocking. A solid start for the Spuds as they have 3 hits in the inning, and they take an early 2-0 lead.
Another one right back up the middle, just out of the reach again of DeBoer to get a glove on that, and Spuds pounding it up the middle early.
Just good batting here at Duncan Field. Don't try to put any kind of loft on it. This is a line drive ballpark, and so far so good for this Casper team. And here's one that's hit high in the air off the bat of Yariel Diaz. That should be playable. Carrying a little better than I thought it would. And Gage Frank able to run it down to the right center field gap for the second out of the inning. Runner at first. 2 outs, 2-0. The score. The Spuds on top. So Diaz, 1 pitch and an out there, and that'll bring to the plate Nathan Martinez.
Number 23, Nathan Martinez.
Martinez, 300 on the year, 3 doubles, 9 runs batted in, and 4 runs scored. And he's 3 for 8 against the Hastings Sodbusters this year. 1 for 3, a triple, 2 RBIs, and a run scored in the most recent outing. Casper won that one 6-4. Pitch taken upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes on Martinez, playing third base today. For the Casper Spuds in their gray uniforms, purple and light blue numbers intermingling there with the color combo. 1-0 the count. DeBoer trying to get out of difficult here in the first, and pitch misses. 2 balls and no strikes on Martinez out of Murrieta, California. Goes to the College of San Mateo. Runner at first. Chandler's Stocking may be a threat to steal. He has a couple of steals in 2 attempts this year, not going anywhere. And Martinez watches it go by. 3 balls and no strikes on Martinez. 2 runs, 3 hits for the Casper Spuds. Sodbusters going to be fighting out of a hole again like they have most of the season on the home field. They've led only 1 game here in Hastings this year. And the 3-0 pitch called strike 1 on the outside corner. A single for Reeves back up the middle. Marsick with a little bloop single. Chandler Stocking a 2-run single back up the middle. And it's 2-0. DeBoer brings home the 3-1 pitch, and that's high for ball 4. And now Casper trying to continue the inning as they will bring their 7th man to the plate in the person of Danner Hamburg.
Number 25, Donner Hamburg, folks. Donner Hamburg.
Hamburg out of Southern Oregon, I should say out of Sandy, Oregon. He goes to Mount Hood Community College. Steps in the right-handed box, mostly known for his pitching prowess. I believe it's his hitting debut here. Runners at first and second, 2 outs, 2. And no strikes on Hamburg. Hamburg has pitched this year for Casper. Made 1 appearance, pitched 2. Foul line to make the catch, and that will do it for Casper, but they have a successful go. 2 runs, 3 hits. They leave a pair. Right to the bottom of the first. Spuds 2. Hastings coming up. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil. Tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris. Plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Already trailing at 2-0, and they face a guy that they really struggled against the last time out. Bobby Simmons, he's 1-0. That win coming against Hastings, his ERA at 6.13. 7 1/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 5 runs, 2 hits, 6 Ks, 9 walks. But against Hastings, he was really, really good. 6 innings, no runs, no hits, 6 strikeouts, and a couple of walks that day as the Sodbusters got to try to find a way. I tell you, Bobby looked like Cy Young when he went against the Sodbusters.
Yeah, we didn't think that Simmons had it in him. He's that high ERA and inning in the third in his first outing, giving up 5 runs to the tune of a 33.75 ERA. And then comes out of relief after a starting pitching meltdown and pitches 6 hitless innings. Got to be kidding me. So Sodbusters hopefully figured out what their weakness was last time and can have some success against Mr. Simmons today.
Gage Frank steps in the right-handed box as we are set to go at the bottom of the first, and the pitch is grounded to the left side. Third baseman's got it. High throw, but in time as it lofted a little bit for Nathan Martinez, but fairly comfortable catch there from Caleb Simmons, and there's 1 out for the Sodbusters. Going to bring to the plate Josh Printers, the Casper defense, who mentioned Martinez at third, Caleb Simmons at first as the pitch comes into Printer, and he takes that one for a strike. No balls and 1 strike on Josh Printer. Second baseman's Danner Hamburg, the shortstop Chandler Stocking, outfield Matthew Marsick in left as the pitch is blooped into right field. That's a base hit. So Sodbusters already ahead of the game against Simmons. They have a hit here in the first, and nice to see one fall for the Hastings Sodbusters as Josh Printer aboard.
Breathe in, breathe out. Only took 2 batters to get a hit off Simmons. Who knows? We didn't know maybe when we would see it, but 2 batters, and for Printer, hitless yesterday, gets a hit in his first at bat today.
Chase Burke is the center fielder. Ryan Schmidt in right. Capping that Casper D. 1 on, nobody out. Or I should say 1 on, 1 out for the Sodbusters after they had that first pitch swing for a ground out, and that will bring to the plate Marcos Cabranes. Cabranes playing second base today. He can play shortstop, good catcher. 1-0 the count on him. The Puerto Rican squares to bunt and takes it right down the middle for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike on Cabranes. And not many hits against Casper for the team this year, but it's been pretty good for Cabranes as he has a pair of multi-hit games in the 3 matchups against the Spuds, and he hits this one high in the air to left center field, but fairly comfortable is the center fielder, Chase Burke. He's over a few steps to his right, and there are 2 outs as Printer retreats back to first.
Good sound off the bat there. Thought that might have a chance to find a gap or go over an outfielder's head, but no such luck there. Put some good wood on it, though.
And now Nick Jones tries to keep it going for the Sodbusters, the Arkansas Tech guy, batting .237 on the year. Steps in the left-handed box and takes on the inside, just off the inside part of the plate, I should say, for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Nick Jones. Got a couple of doubles. He's knocked in 5 and he scored 7 times. One of the returnees for this Sodbuster crew when he hit almost 300 a year ago. And this pitch is a little bit low. 2 borderline pitches going against Simmons. It's 2-0 now on Jones. Printer at first, 2 outs. Sodbusters trailing at 2-0 as Casper plates 2 runs on 3 hits in the top of the first. Pitch is grounded back up the middle. That's the wrong guy to hit it to. Stocking easy plays. He grabs it, steps on the bag, and sprints to the dugout there. And Casper sets him down with no damage. Done. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We head to the second. It's Casper 2, Hastings nothing, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com. And a winning number 2, Hastings Sodbusters trail at 2-0. 26 pitches thrown in that first for Adam DeBoer. Bobby Simmons getting through that first inning with only have a pitch count rule in effect here in the Independence League. If you throw under 30 pitches, you could come back the next day, 31 to 50, or have a mandatory 1 day off, 51 to 70, 2 days off, 71 to 90, 3 days. The maximum you can pitch is 110 pitches, and if you throw 91 to 110, a mandatory 4 days rest. Just trying to make sure that protect the arms of these young guys who are going to be headed on to their next college stops, sometimes back at the same place, sometimes looking for greener pastures. Here comes Caleb Simmons, first baseman for Casper, the 8-hitter. After Casper got back-to-back singles to open the game, and Chandler Stocking knocked those two guys in. Pitch popped up, foul territory, but out of play. No balls and 1 strike on Caleb Simmons. Simmons a .263 batting average, 1-for-3 against Hastings this year. Had a hit yesterday. Knocked in 1 and scored 1 in that 6-4 victory as he takes high and outside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike on Caleb Simmons. Caleb and Bobby, we don't believe, have any sort of relation from drastically different geographic areas. 2-1 the count. Bobby, of course, the starting pitcher for Casper. And Caleb, out of Middleburg, Florida, goes to Florida State Jacksonville and swings up the top of this one. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes on Caleb Simmons. Simmons, left-handed hitter against the right-hander DeBoer, who brings home the 1-2 delivery, and that's low into the dirt. Good stop for Jones. Count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes on Simmons. DeBoer winds and delivers, and swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 for Adam DeBoer, and Caleb Simmons becomes the first out here in the second inning. Sodbusters had a heck of a time getting the leadoff man out yesterday, and look at that final score. And the Sodbusters may be fortunate to only give up 6 with the amount of leadoff guys this Casper team had on. Pitch cross for strike, no balls, 1 strike on Ryan Schmidt. It felt like a starting pitcher in particular had runners on behind him throughout his outings. The pitch across for strike 2, no balls and 2 strikes. That was Marcus Miller, ended up taking the loss for the Sodbusters. Adam DeBoer working quickly, 0-2 delivery, and a swing and a miss in the dirt, picked up by Jones. He'll throw down to first to complete the strikeout as Corbin Rich steps on the bag, and that's pretty good execution there for the Sodbusters. 2 strikeouts to open this second inning. And back to the top of the order for Elijah Reeves, who singled to back up the middle. It was knocked down by Cabranes, but he could not throw to first in time. An infield single. He turned into the first run for Casper, and he takes strike 1 here. No balls, 1 strike. DeBoer very efficient here this innings. He tries to work a 1-2-3, and Reeves fouls it away. Quickly 2 strikes on Elijah Reeves. DeBoer not wasting any time and not wasting any balls right here. He is just throwing strikes. 0-2 pitch is in the dirt. Did get a 3-ball count on Simmons, but then a 3-pitch strikeout to Schmidt. 1-2 the count on Elijah Reeves, the leadoff man. He is a Casper guy and goes to Pima Community College down in Arizona. 1-2 delivery, bounce to the left side. Third baseman can't handle it, picks it up on 1 hop, and not going to be in time there. Really caught Anthony Chavez kind of between hops there, and it'll be an error charged to Chavez. And runner at first. 2 outs for Matthew Marsick.
It's the right play there. You get a friendly hop, but it's got the ball in the glove to make the play.
As the left-handed hitter will come up, and that's Matthew Marsick. And I guess I stand corrected. That was hit hard enough to be ruled a single. So runner at first and 2 outs. We'll go with the official score on that one. Pitch is taken low for a ball. And the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike on Matthew Marsick, who really got jammed but singled into center field, and he was able to come in and score on Chandler Stocking's 2-run single. Thinking Reeves may be headed somewhere. Throw over, and Reeves was only about a step off the back. Pitch is low and inside. Nice stop for Jones. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Runner goes on the 2-1 pitch, and this is grounded right where Cabranes was, and perfect hit and run there. Runners will be at the corners, and Casper's got something cooking with 2 outs. So back-to-back singles for Reeves and Marsick, and now Casper trying to really make it hurt with Chase Burke coming to the plate. He struck out his first time up. So the grounder off the bat of Reeves ruled a single, and that was followed up by Matthew Marsick, who also singled. And bad luck there for the Sodbusters, or good hitting, depending on how you look at it. Here's a throw that gets over the pitcher, and coming home to score on an error will be the runner at third. And on that throw, Marsick gets to second. So the Sodbusters, the catcher, Jones, overthrew his pitcher. That allows Reeves to score. And then the throw home from Printer sailed over the catcher, allowing Matthew Marsick to reach second base. Certainly one error on the play, if not a second. One way or the other, it is now 3-0, and what started so promising for DeBoer has resulted in 1 run. Now Burke skies this one in the air, center field. Pretty well hit. Shire's on his horse, going back and slides and makes the grab in the right center field gap to erase extra bases and another run. But Casper does come up with 1 run on 2 hits. There were 2 errors. Well, there was at least 1 error. We'll check the official scoring and get back to you on that one. But we head to the bottom half of inning number 2. It's 3-0 Casper, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Go to the bottom half of inning number 2, 3-0 Casper on top. And man, oh man, Sodbusters got to feel sick to their stomach after 2 up and 2 down. Grounder that was ruled a single, then another single, and the Sodbusters just flat gave him one, overthrowing the pitcher on a return throw from the catcher, allowing a run to score from third base, and that is how they get their 3rd run. Now the Sodbusters going to be sending up Jensen, Wortman, and Rich to begin the 2nd inning against Bobby Simmons, who worked around a 1-out single in the 1st inning. Here's the pitch. Way outside for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes on Kale Jensen, who had the highlight of yesterday, getting a home run out of Duncan Field. And lines this one into right field as Kale Jensen continues to swing it pretty well. That is his first non-extra base hit of the year. Had a couple of hits, both doubles in the series opener in South Dakota, and got a home run yesterday, and solidly struck there. 1 on, nobody out for Rusty Wortman. So neat to see Kale Jensen add some offense since coming in, coming off that hand surgery. It sounded like a gruesome surgery, but apparently no worse for the wear. He said it bothered him a little bit, but he is back to full go and certainly seems to be swinging a very comfortable bat as we see Rusty Wortman step at the left-handed box and take ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on the designated hitter for the Hastings Sodbusters. Batting .188 with a run batted in. Did have a hit in his only game, game 2, against the Zap. Pitch taken on the outside corner for strike 1. 2-1 the count now on Wortman. Wortman from Northeast Community College and Gretna High School. 2-1 delivery on the way. That's on the off the inside part of the plate. 3 balls and a strike now on Rusty Wortman. Corbin Rich waits on deck. 1 on, nobody out. Sodbusters trying to battle back. They've given up runs each of the first 2 innings. And that is at the knees for strike 2. 3-2 the count on Rusty Wortman. Solid single from Kale Jensen to open the inning. Central City grad and North Dakota State redshirt this past year. They'll throw over to first, and Jensen is back in safely. Some great things for that Central City Fullerton Centura High School team before playing for the Central City Legion team in the summer and then going on to North Dakota State. Runner goes. Pitch way outside. It was 3-2 anyway, so no stolen bases. It's going to be a walk. So Jensen at second, Wortman at first, and the Sodbusters have something brewing here with Rich, Chavez, and Shires trying to deliver.
You know, the runners are where they are now, but you saw Jensen break even before Simmons started his delivery. All it takes is, if he recognizes that, that's a base running error right there, but all worked out.
Here's the pitch taken outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Corbin Rich. Rich batting .152, went 3 for 11 in the weekend series. Yesterday against Casper, 0 for 0. He did have a walk as he entered the game as a pinch hitter. Potential sacrifice bunt. It's laid down to perfection. First baseman looks back to the second baseman covering as Simmons able to get it to Hamburg, and very well bunted there for Corbin Rich. He does his job. 3-4 on the putout. Jensen ends up at third base, Wortman at second, and now can the Sodbusters come up with a hit from their 8 and or 9 hitters as Anthony Chavez will step in. Chavez out of Chico State, Oxnard, California, his hometown. And he stands in and takes inside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Chavez. Getting his opportunity here today for the Hastings Sodbusters. Bounces this one right back to the pitcher. A look to third, a look to second. And they will throw it back to second, and everybody's going to be safe. Bobby Simmons did the right thing initially running to third, but then he didn't throw it back to second base quickly enough to get the out. So when all is said and done, bases are loaded for Hastings.
That's a break there for the Sodbusters. Got the runner hung up there. Wortman at second could have easily thrown back to second. But Sodbusters dodge a bullet there. Now the base is loaded.
Need to take advantage here. Lane Shires bounces this one to the right side. It'll be to second for 1. Over to first. Not going to be in time, and a run will score. Man, when that came off the bat, thinking, was it hard enough to be a double play ball? But Lane Shires runs pretty well. He gets a fielder's choice grounder and brings home a run as Jensen does score from third. And so the lack of Casper getting that previous out, allowing the Sodbusters to get a run home there. And Hastings does get on the board, trailing at 3-1. And back to the top of the order for Gage Frank.
Yeah, I think Hamburg at second didn't get it out cleanly of the glove, and that just half second probably cost them for that third out.
Chandler Stocking unleashed a strong throw to first, but Shires had comfortably beaten it out. I don't know if it was comfortable because I was on pins and needles, but he seemed to beat it with moderate ease. Runners to corner, still a threat here for the Sodbusters. Shires goes. Pitch off the helmet there of Gage Frank, and the bases are loaded again. Bobby Simmons, so dominant in his first outing against the Hastings Sodbusters, has been a little bit shaky, and Hastings really needs to make a pitcher who's struggling pay. See if they can do it right now with 2 outs and Josh Printer coming up.
Printer, the guy to do it in his limited time with the Sodbusters. This is 9th game of the season so far, and Sunday against Oahe went 3 for 5, so we know knows how to find a gap or two. Perfect opportunity for Printer here.
And Printer had a single his first time up. First pitch swinging and fouls it back. No balls, 1 strike on Josh. Bases are full of Sodbusters trying to find a way to add more. Jensen has scored the run. Shires knocked him in with a fielder's choice grounder. Shires now at second base. Pitch taken outside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Josh Printer. Hastings Sodbuster shortstop today. Allen County Community College, where he began his college career. He's also at Arkansas Little Rock and fouls this pitch back. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Josh Printer. Printer out of Mountain Home, Arkansas, as the Sodbusters building a little following down in the Gem State. I'll have to look that up. 1-2 pitch. Take it upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Josh Printer. Got the Arkansas Tech guys, and now Printer joining the fold from Arkansas. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, a large strikeout there, and the Sodbusters will settle for 1 out of all of that. 1 run on 1 hit. And after 2 complete, it's Casper 3, Hastings 1. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate wood bat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Casper leads Hastings 3-1 as we head to the 3rd inning. Here's Ryan Valenta.
Adam DeBoer still going for the Sodbusters. Given up 3 runs so far, 5 hits, and for DeBoer, we wondered what this outing would be like. You know, relievers, some are comfortable getting thrown in everywhere. Some, it's tough opening a game, and that appears to be the case so far for DeBoer. It's been a little shaky through the first 2 innings so far. Spuds already through the 2nd time of the lineup. They have 4, 5, and 6 in the form of Chandler Stocking, Diaz, and Martinez due up for the Spuds. DeBoer delivers strike 1. And 2nd pitch bounced up in there for ball 1. So Sodbusters not usually accustomed to getting early runs. Duncan Field took them through till the 5th inning yesterday to score their first runs of the game. Came courtesy of a Kale Jensen 2-run Mamo shot to right center field. The first Duncan Field home run of this year. Cracked to third off the glove of Chavez and squirts by him, and that should be an infield single. So close to spearing that one out of the air. Great effort by Chavez at third, but Stocking will be on board with his 2nd base hit already of the game. And that brings up Yariel Diaz for the Spuds. Diaz had the day off yesterday and flew out in his first appearance at the dish today. So 0 for 1. Stocking off first, and the pitch misses downstairs for ball 1. Diaz just playing in his 8th game so far. Sprays that one to the right side, foul. Diaz on the year, 222 average, 4 hits, which includes a couple of doubles. Has been hit by 5 pitches, the most on the Spuds roster. 1-1 to the left side, and that finds a hole in between Printer and Chavez on the left side. So back-to-back singles starts off the 3rd inning. And for the second time now, the Spuds lead off the inning with 2 back-to-back singles. And they have something cooking once again. DeBoer not able to have that shutdown inning quite yet. So with nobody out, he's got a tough task to face. Nathan Martinez got the double play in order there. Swing and a miss at high heat for strike 1. Martinez walked in the first and was left stranded. As he bats with nobody out and 2 on for the Spuds. They look to increase their lead. Shows bunt and takes upstairs for 1 ball and 1 strike. Martinez, a 12-game starter for the Spuds. Him and 3 other guys have been bunt down the third base line. This one goes just foul as Chavez picks it up just to the left of the third base foul line. For a second there, it looked like Martinez might have glued it on the line there, but not quite. So now with 2 strikes, expect Martinez to be swinging away here, especially with Casper with the lead. One and 2 count. DeBoer ready. And the delivery. Swing and a miss. Wave and a miss in the dirt. And Martinez went fish. He comes up empty. That is DeBoer's 4th strikeout of his outing. Big first out for the Sodbuster right-hander.
Good job there, and I'm sure Martinez disappointed. Couldn't get the bunt down, then strikes out. It's a very unproductive at bat for him.
So that curveball working for DeBoer on a couple of those batters. Here's Danner Hamburg, second baseman today, just making his 2nd appearance for the Spuds this season. His only other appearance was on the mound. A 2-way player for the Spuds. 0-1. Takes a ball for 1-1 count. Hamburg is the Buster beer batter of the game. Can always come out to Duncan Field, enjoy 2 for 5 beverages if the beer batter strikes out. Well, but DeBoer's 1 strike away. Hamburg flew out in his first innings, and how about back-to-back strikeouts after back-to-back walks? Back-to-back singles, rather. Swing and a miss. Fastball on the outer part, and Hamburg comes up empty. The beer batter is struck out, and that is now 5 strikeouts for DeBoer, and he's found his groove after singling the first 2 batters.
It's an unusual outing for DeBoer. He's kind of mixed the strikeouts with pretty solidly struck singles here in the last inning or so.
Been very hot and cold, definitely to say. First pitch is upstairs to Caleb Simmons. Simmons struck out swinging his last time up in the 2nd. He bats with still 2 on, right back at the screen for a foul ball. DeBoer completing 2 2/3. Now he's at 62 pitches. Talked with Joel Skip earlier today. Said he's hoping for 5 out of DeBoer. 1-1 count. In there for strike 2, and Simmons upset with himself that he let such a good pitch go by. DeBoer a strike away. The 1-2 down the right field line and just foul. That would have been trouble. 1, maybe 2 runs for the Spuds. That just missed by a foot, maybe two, down the right field line.
And the way it's gone at home this year, when it came off the bat, I'm thinking that's a triple. But another chance for DeBoer here.
The 1-2 again. Popped up. And just in the seats. About the fourth row down the third base dugout line. Oh, Simmons with another swing on the house. 2 on, 2 outs, 2 strikes. Simmons hanging tough at the plate. 1-2 again. Popped up again to the right side, and that will once again get out of play. Simmons really hanging tough after striking out in the second inning. Good battle making DeBoer work here. 1-2, and that hit him. Down in on the leg, and DeBoer almost looked like he was about to quick pitch him there. It was a very short set, and that's maybe speed up there kind of cost DeBoer, as the bases are now loaded with 2 outs for Ryan Schmidt.
Adam really needs to put a 0 on the board. It's a pretty large at bat coming up in the course of this game. Number 9 hitter, you struck him out last time. Need to find a way to get the out here.
Struck out Schmidt on 3 pitches last time and delivers ball 1 downstairs. It's very hot and cold for DeBoer. He's either been on the money or missing. Schmidt ahead 1-0. Ground ball to the right side. Cabrani sprinting over and it's past the dive. Stocking scores. Here comes Diaz around. The throw to the plate is not in time, and Diaz tumbles over Jones, who went in not sliding. And Jones not too happy about that as he got clipped by Diaz. So that's a 2 RBI single for Ryan Schmidt. And Casper takes a 5-1 lead on the base hit to right field.
Scoring with 2 outs. That's been a theme for this Casper team during the course of the 3 games that they have played so far. And a large 2-out hit right there as the Sodbuster skipper, Joel Skipper, will come out and talk with DeBoer. Had a chance to get out of the second with no damage done. An error cost them. Had a chance to get out of damage against the number 9 hitter. Actually against the number 8 and number 9 hitter here in this inning. And 2 runs on the board with the hit batsman, and now the 2-run single.
And that's just something in the dugout. If you're the coaching staff, you're uttering naughty words in there. It just seems like you're right there, and then just that one swing can flip this game on the head. 2-run lead, manageable for most teams. 4 runs is even harder, and Joel Skipper just trying to get the Sodbuster defense settled down after that play. You know, with Diaz not sliding at home plate, you know, that's not the wrong move there. You slow down when you slide, so you want to try any way you can to beat the throw, but the throw got away from Jones anyway, so Diaz would have beat the wrap regardless. So now 2 on, 2 outs for DeBoer. Swings and misses at Elijah Reeves. Reeves 2 for 2. A couple of singles in the first and second. Sodbuster bullpen busy. DeBoer delivers outside for a ball 1. Skipper just hopes. Oh, and the ball gets away again, and now a runner goes to third, and he's going to be out by a mile. Another overthrow to the pitcher. This time the Sodbusters manufacture the out. Something you don't see too often at the collegiate level, but the Sodbusters escape the inning after just giving up the 2 runs. Spuds leave 1, they score 2. They lead now 5-1. Sodbusters coming up in the bottom of the 3rd.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner. A friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner. Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
We go to the bottom of the third inning in Game 2 of 3, Sodbusters versus Spuds. Happy Tuesday evening. Thanks for joining us. Ryan Valenta, Steve Stein, bringing you Game 2 of 3 of Sodbuster Baseball Series. Marcos Cabranes will lead off. Cabranes, some good games as of late. Multi-hit game yesterday, multi-hit game against Oahe on Saturday. Team leader in hits for the Sodbusters as of right now. And Cabranes, not the most power, but he can find a gap or two. Pitches popped up on the infield. Simmons behind the mound will take it himself. And the pitcher catches that pop-up as Cabranes is retired on 2 pitches for the first out.
Not really the way you want to handle it, but really Simmons had to take control of it because it wasn't high enough for any of his other infielders to get there. It's a good job of a fifth-year senior knowing this is what we do.
Shows you right there, pitchers are athletes too. Ball 1 to Nick Jones. Jones grounded into a fielder's choice to end the first inning as he bats with 1 out. Foul tip off the glove of Diaz for strike 1. Been noticing Jones kind of shortening up his swing and trying to use the opposite field a lot more than the left-handed hitter normally was. This time into right center field. That's a solid base hit for Nick Jones. Big turnaround first, but he'll stop there with a 1-out single, and Jones is aboard.
Certainly a much better approach today against Bobby Simmons than they had when he threw the 6 innings of no-hit relief in the win in the doubleheader last week. I need to calculate that into a crooked number here to try to crawl back in it.
So 3 hits for the Sodbusters now as Kale Jensen bats, takes strike 1. Jensen had an eventful day yesterday in his home debut with the Sodbusters. Swings to left field, coming in and making the grab is Matthew Marsick, as that sinking line drive just stayed up long enough as Jensen's retired on the lineouts, now 2 outs.
Marsick playing so shallow there when that came off the bat. I thought that's certainly a single, but Marsick, and if you can get one to a gap, it's going to go roll a long way, and you'll probably get 3 bases out of it, but Marsick played it well.
So 3rd consecutive lefty to bat in the inning is Rusty Wortman as he swings through strike 1. Wortman designated hitting today, had the day off yesterday. As he bats in the 3rd inning, called strike for strike 2, quickly 0-2 to the Sodbuster designated hitter. Jones remains at first. The 0-2 is just getting a piece of its Wortman. Fouled back to the screen. Well, he'll have another opportunity. Wortman walked in the 2nd, left stranded at 3rd. Long pause, the 0-2 again, up high, and Wortman lets that go. Wortman playing not too far from home. Gretna is his hometown, a couple hours east of Hastings. The 1-2 to the left side and towards the line, and Marsick in foul territory had him played perfectly as he makes the catch for out number 3. Sodbusters get a hit, but they strand him. They trail 5-1. We go to the top of the 4th on Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Fourth inning at Duncan Field. Sodbusters trailing 5-1 against the Casper Spuds as they fight for control of Game 2 after dropping Game 1 yesterday 6-4 against Casper. Supposed to be the 5th game of the season, just the 4th game, as first series last week. First 2 games of the series were rained out here at Duncan Field, and Sodbusters and Spuds played a 7-inning doubleheader last weekend, and Sodbusters ultimately fell short in both games. And this is a Casper team that has some raw talent. They can run the bases, they can find the gaps, and they can sure flag down those balls in the outfield. Speaking of flagging down balls, this is Elijah Reeves. Designated hitting today. He's been in the outfield most of the games at Duncan Field, and we've seen his wheels in center field, making those fly balls look easy. So DeBoer back out there. Quickly ahead 0-2 to Reeves. DeBoer now at 73 pitches. Make that 74 with the strike, and I wonder how long he has left in the tank. And that pitch bounces a good 5 feet in front of home plate for ball 1. So we mentioned DeBoer, just 4 relief appearances this year. His first start, as Joel Skipper's a little short for starting pitchers at the moment right now. Reeves smacks one to right field, and that'll fall in front of Gage Frank, and it'll get by. But Reeves throws on the brakes about halfway to second. Tricky hop out in there in right field for Frank, but he's able to collect it and keep Reeves at first with the leadoff single.
Really nice recovery for Gage, because that had a lot of English on it. It took a big spin, and I thought it was going to get by him. And the way Reeves run, he probably would have ended up at third base. It turns into a solid single, and now we'll see if DeBoer can handle Marsick.
3 of 4 innings now where the Spuds have put their leadoff man on, second inning in a row. DeBoer with a long look over to first. First pitch to Marsick. Have a pitch out there, maybe. Seeing if they can catch Reeves going. Chavez at third, playing on the edge of the infield grass. Not ruling out a bunt, but then again, Marsick is 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Crack to center field. Shire's on his horse, way back there and over his head, and that'll be extra bases for Marsick. Reeves flying around, he'll hold at third, and Marsick is 3 for 3, and he records his first double of the day, and Spuds once again putting the pressure on in the 4th, and that's probably going to be the end of the line for DeBoer as Joel Skipper heads out to the mound after the no-out double.
And how about the top 2 hitters in the Casper lineup? A combined 6 for 6, 3 runs scored so far, and tack on the extra base hit, the double, and there will be a pitching change. So we'll take a break. It is 5-1. Casper on top, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Pitching change here at Duncan Field. Sodbusters bring on right-hander Connor Chalet for his 5th appearance of the season. Chalet on the roster for the Sodbusters. Took him till the end of May to get with the team. He was finishing up his college for the spring season at San Mateo. So for Chalet, making his 5th appearance, can go multiple innings if need be, and that's what Joel Skipper is going to need out of Chalet. Final line on DeBoer. He finishes with 3+ innings pitched, as he's still responsible for the runners on first and second. 10 hits, 5 runs, just 4 earned, a walk, and 5 strikeouts on 78 pitches. And for Chalet, it's been up and down. We saw him in Oahe. He's looked good in the past, but for Chalet, gave up a home run in first game against Oahe. So for him, much bigger park to work with for the long ball here, as he'll look to put out the fire here in the 4th inning.
Making his 4th appearance already for the Sodbusters. 9 innings, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, allowed 8 hits, 13 strikeouts. Pretty good strikeout guy, but would like to cut the walks down a little bit. 7 of them, and he had a tough outing against these Casper Spuds in a relief outing last weekend.
So for Chalet, his last appearance was on Saturday. Pitched 3 innings in relief in the Sodbuster loss in the series in Oahe. Gave up 4 hits, 2 earned runs on the home run there. Did not walk any in his last appearance, so a better sign there, and struck out 3. And when we talked to Chalet earlier in the season, that's what he said he wanted to work on, was his control and his command. So besides the home run in last Saturday's outing, it's pretty darn good control-wise. Talked to the guys in the Sodbuster dugout. They said it was about 320 to the fences in Oahe, so at least 50 feet more here at Duncan Field. Infield playing in with nobody out for Chase Burke. Trying to cut down the potential run at home if Burke's able to softly bounce one in the infield. Shows bunt, gets it down, runner coming home. Chalet bobbles and can't make the play as Reeves slides in head first to score the 6th Casper run. Well, when it's going bad, that's what's going to happen. Chalet not able to hang on to that. And we'll see how that's scored there, but nonetheless, Casper tacks on its 6th run, and they've now scored in the first 4 innings.
And just solid fundamental baseball. Get the bunt down, make the defense make a play, and the Sodbusters could not. I don't think they were going to get the run at home anyway, but you're hoping to at least get the out at first. Again, we're in that minimize mode right now already for the Sodbusters.
I'll bring up Chandler Stocking. Another perfect day. Ground ball to the right side. Cabranes backs it up. Thought about second, goes on to first, and gets the out by a step, but the run does score as Marsick crosses home plate for Stocking, an RBI ground out. Casper has 2 now, and they now lead 7-1 in the 4th inning, now with 1 out.
And smart play there for Cabranes. Had a notion to second, but really there was no play on Burke. Get the out. Yep, you give up a run, but at this point, just do what you do, and let's see if you can get another out right here.
So still a runner in scoring position for the Spuds. That's Burke. And taking ball 1 outside is Yariel Diaz. Diaz 1 for 2, a fly out and a single. Had the day off yesterday. Doing the catching behind the dish today. Chalet with a long look to second. Another look. 1-0 is up high for ball 2. So to set your stage so far this inning, single, double, fielder's choice, and an RBI ground out puts the the Spuds for 2 runs, and Chalet's missed with 3 straight. So the Spuds already middle of the way, 3rd time through the lineup, and that's ball 4 for Diaz. So 4 straights. Another walk for Sodbuster pitching, and that'll bring up Nathan Martinez. So now you have the double play in order, with Nathan Martinez coming to the plate, playing 3rd base today. We've seen him at shortstop here at Duncan Field as well. How about a nice hard grounder right at somebody? Chalet delivers ball 1 outside. Curveball misses.
They did rule an error on Chalet, according to the official book, on that bunt attempt from Chase Burke.
So that puts Sodbusters now with 2 errors, as Chalet misses wildly glove side again for ball 2.
And we saw against Casper the last time when he pitched, he had something go against him, and it took him a batter or 2 to recover, and that's kind of the situation here, as he's really trying to regain himself after not being able to field that bunt.
Exactly right there. It's the mental game. Chalet just has to throw those in there and let the defense work. High strike called for strike 1. Oh, now 2-1. Chalet missed with 6 consecutive, finally finds the zone. Two, 1 out. Runners at 1st and 2nd. Runner goes to 3rd. Throw from Jones, and great play by Chavez to flag that ball down. Was that throw from Jones wasn't near the base, and Chavez just saved another run. So Burke steals 3rd. Diaz stays put at 1st. So your double play is still in order, but you face a 3-1 count here. You got to throw a strike here. 3-1 to Martinez. Big swing and a miss for strike 2 as comes up empty on that fastball. One more strike. Get the Sodbusters 1 out closer. Putting this end. Diaz runs and foul back to the screen. Well, he'll head back to 1st, and we will try the full count pitch again. It's that time of the evening where home plate is shadowed, but the pitching mound's still light. Can create some of that optical illusion, kind of a shadow ball from some of the pitchers. Affects some hitters more than others. Diaz not going this time. Curveball's right in there for strike 3 as Martinez is caught looking. 2nd out as Martinez is struck out for the 2nd time. And Danner Hamburg will come to the plate as the last hope for the Spuds in the 4th.
Good job there for Chalet to bounce back, gets the big out there with the runner at 3rd and less than 2 outs. We'll see if he can finish the deal.
Chalet delivers. Curveball again. Sprayed foul as Hamburg taking kind of some weak swings at these balls from the Sodbuster pitcher. 0-1. Diaz runs. Crack to left field. That'll be a base hit in front of Jensen out in left. Burke comes around to score. And for Hamburg, that's an RBI single. His first hit and first RBI for the Spuds this season.
Another 2-out delivery there for the Spuds. They keep it going and disappoint the Sodbusters. Another run on the board. That's 3 for Casper in the inning.
So that run charged to Chalet. That one's popped back over our heads. Final line on DeBoer. 3 innings, 10 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned with the walk and 5 strikeouts. Chalet now being charged just the unearned run with the error looming in the inning. Let's keep it at 3 here. Fastball just misses on the outside part of the plate. Count is 1-1 to Caleb Simmons. One again, just got a piece, fouls it off. For Casper, 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, now 3 in the fourth. Still a runner in scoring position for Casper. But Simmons down to his last strike. The righty delivers, and a swing and a miss as Simmons comes up empty on the fastball on the outside edge of the plate. Spuds leave 2, but not before they hang a crooked number. They score 3 in the fourth. Sodbusters in a big hole now. They are down by 7. They're coming up to bat in the fourth.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
8-1, Casper holds the lead over Hastings in Game 2. This 3-game set midweek for the Sodbusters. It's Ryan Valenta and Steve Stein taking you along for the last 4 innings of a Sodbuster comeback. They need 7, and they will get it started with the bottom third of their lineup. Corbin Rich, Anthony Chavez, Lane Shires due up as they are set to go, finishing up the second time through the Sodbuster lineup.
Optimism. She's got to have optimism, you know. It's summer baseball. When all is said and done, go out, have some fun, do things right, try to make some strides in this game, even though you may not come back to win. You may, but at least show progress. That's what you're looking for right now.
Corbin Rich, first man to the plate, takes ball 1 to Bobby Simmons. And same pitch down low for ball 2. Simmons solid so far. And there's a strike on the inside part of the plate. Wondered how Simmons would fare in this game. He was money in his relief appearance last time against the Sodbusters. 6 hitless and scoreless innings, but it's allowed 3 hits and 1 run so far this game. And foul ball off Rich in the box for strike 2, so the count goes full. Corbin sacrificed himself in the second on a bunt. Worked out in the end, advanced Jensen to third, and later came around to score on a Lane Shires fielder's choice. Full count pitch, just got a piece. Rich got a piece, might have gotten a piece of Diaz as home plate umpire Kobe Schott checks on his catcher, and he's all right. Quickly back to work. The 3-2 once more. Ground ball to the left side, stalking high hop over to first, and just in time to retire Rich for out number 1.
That was not an easy play. It took a little wicked spike off of that turf infield, stalking up high to grab it, and made a strong throw to get the first out of the 4th inning.
Here's Anthony Chavez, the next man to rise to the occasion. Chavez just playing in his 5th game this season. Chavez takes strike 1. Reached on a fielder's choice in the second, then was erased. on another fielder's choice right afterwards. Takes ball 1 outside. For Chavez in his limited playing time this season, just 2 for 14. Has knocked one in. Ground ball to the right side this time, ranging over is Hamburg. Takes it on a couple hops and throws out Chavez for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for Simmons, as Sodbusters will have Lane Shires as their last hope in the 4th.
Hamburg, another one of those middle infielders, making his first start of the year, showing excellent range. I thought maybe that was headed into right field, but a good job for Hamburg to get over and gun down Chavez.
Shires' first pitch swinging. Got a piece of it for strike 1. Ground ball up the middle, and diving stop for Stocking. Is he going to do it again? Just beats the throw to Shires. And talk about a bang-bang play. You know, if he gets him there, I quit. I thought for sure that ball was going to be up the middle, and Stocking somehow made it a bang-bang play. That's just unbelievable.
And Shires runs really well. Yeah, there's no way he makes it that close. I love that guy. I mean, Chandler Stocking has just been impressive with his performance. The best middle infielder we've seen early in this independent league season.
So Shires is on with an infield single, turns over the lineup to Gage Frank. Frank on the day 0 for 1, grounded out in the first, was plunked in the second by Simmons, and was left stranded. Shires at first, holding there and taking a strike on the inside half is Frank. Count goes to 1-1. Pitch number 3 grounded to the left side, and that'll get foul. Beyond the third base line in front of Martinez at third.
First game we saw Stocking, he played second base. And when you saw him play second, amazing range over there. I'm thinking, is he a shortstop? And he's been shortstop ever since. And, yeah, that's his place. I mean, you want to give other guys the opportunity, but Stocking certainly looks like their best shortstop.
Well, Frank down 1-2. Pitch is outside and gets all the way back to the screen. So Shires advances to second on the wild pitch, as Simmons really yanked that one into the left-handed batter's box. Shires at second, now 2-2 count for Frank. Frank yesterday 1 for 5. Broke out of a 1 for 17 slump with that hit. And fastball cracked foul down the left field side. Sodbusters just 4 hits so far in the game. Had a hit in every inning, but that's it. 4 singles. Frank trying to break the mold, and he can't do it. Strikeouts, they'll have to throw down to first, and they do. So the strikeout goes 2-3 as Simmons records his second strikeout of the evening. Sodbusters strand a runner in scoring position. They down 8-1. We played 4 complete. Casper coming back up. It's 8-1. Top of the 5th coming up.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Head of the 5th inning, the Hastings Sodbusters on the short end of an 8-1 score. Casper with the lead. The Spuds have scored in every inning. They'll have their 9-1 and 2 hitters up there against Connor Cholet. Cholet came in with a 2 on, nobody out in the 4th. He allowed the inherited runners to score and also one of his own. That was an unearned run. He did strike out 2 and walk 1, and he'll get a look at Ryan Schmidt. Schmidt, big 2-run single back in the 3rd innings. This Casper team has found a way to put multiple runs on the board in 3 of the 4 innings to take command in this one, 8-1. The score, 8 runs, 11 hits for the Spuds, 1 run, 4 hits. They have singles in each of the 4 innings to the Sodbusters as the pitch misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes, the count on Ryan Schmidt. Schmidt struck out his first time up. That was against Adam DeBoer and had the 2-run single against DeBoer. DeBoer would be the losing pitcher unless the Sodbusters can rally. 2-0 the count here on Ryan Schmidt. Schmidt, a lefty, out of Spokane, plays at Yakima Valley Community College in Washington. Pitch taken outside. 3 balls and no strikes the count on Ryan Schmidt. Connor Cholet making another appearance for this Hastings Sodbuster squad. Cholet looking for his next college stop. Went to San Mateo, the Bulldogs, his first year. And that pitch off the inside corner, so 4-pitch walk to Ryan Schmidt. But still trying to figure out where he'd like to go. A potential psychology or kinesiology major in college. He's out of Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Went to Mountain Vista High School. Now a righty-righty matchup as the top of the order comes up. Elijah Reeves. And oh my goodness, as the top of the order got it done for the Spuds today. The 1 and 2 batters in the order are 6 for 6 with 5 runs scored. It is 8-1. Casper on top of Hastings in the 5th inning. The pitch swung on and missed by Elijah Reeves. Reeves, single, single, single. Run scored, run scored, run scored. 0-1 the count on Elijah. Stands in the right-handed box against the right-handed pitching Connor Cholet. And this pitch way outside. An amazing stop from Nick Jones. That baby was headed to the backstop. Good effort there in an 8-1 game. Not nonchalanting it, and that's good to see from one of your leaders on this team. Nick Jones still playing hard here as he was able to save a base, certainly. 1-1 pitch. Instead, a throw over. And they'll keep the runner, Ryan Schmidt, close to the bag. And you may be at the point in the game where you are not stealing already. It's 8-1. Pitch taken on the inside corner. 1-2 the count on Reeves. See how head coach Mike Bowles plays it. Right now his team is pretty much in control of this one. He's coaching down at third base for this Spud squad. And the 1-2 pitch fouled away. It remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cholet pitching in his 2nd inning of work after Adam DeBoer threw 78 pitches. Cholet, 28 pitches thrown in his relief outing. 1-2 the count, and the pitch way high. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Galusha's have joined us, and Karen not going to put the headset on today. Scott is going to put the headset on, and he'll be here momentarily. And Scott,
Yeah.
I'm thinking, yeah, sure, you're going to put it on Karen in an 8-1 game. That's
yeah. That's why I said, you want to come see what I do up here? She said, sure. And then so my plan was when we walked in, hand her the headset.
Hand her the headset, and this is what we do.
Yep. I got the quick no, which I knew was coming. But
Bring them back. Bring them back, Karen.
That's right.
Maybe change the mojo.
Yeah, just not playing. Just, they've just been better today.
Yeah.
And again, our record does not show how competitive we've been in a lot of these games, but today has not been the case. We've just been outplayed.
Yeah.
They're just beating us in all aspects of the game, and that's disappointing for me. And we've got a nice crowd out there today, and I know our kids are working hard, but we're just making too many little mistakes, and they're piling up, and they're getting contagious a little bit. So we're going to regroup. We're going to have a little I think we're going to score some runs for the rest of the evening. I'm not sure if we're going to get all the way back in there, but I saw some good fight in the last couple nights, and hopefully that will continue for the rest of this evening.
Yeah, 4-pitch walk for Cholet, but bounces back to get the strikeout for Reeves. That's the first time the 1 or 2 hitters have been retired today. But when their 1 and 2 hitters are going 6 for 6 and scoring 5 times, it's a recipe for a long day.
Yeah, they're executing better. They're, one of the things I heard their coach say, which I believe in a lot, and maybe more so at Duncan Field than anywhere else. You can't try to be too big.
Yep.
And they're just putting the ball in play, and so you make your own luck. But we've hit some atom balls again and had some opportunities, but can't get the big hit. And we're just pressing. We're trying too hard, but it's a good group of kids that I'm happy with, and they're going to continue to work hard.
Yeah, watching this Casper team, they are a team built for Duncan Field.
Yeah.
They've got speed, they've got great outfielders, tremendous middle infielders, and they're a bunch of singles hitters.
Yeah.
So, I like that team a lot. Now, if your guys got to, keep battling, keep fighting, keep clawing. One neat thing, you saw Nick Jones, that ball was way outside, able to dive for it to avoid a wild pitch. I'm thinking it's an 8-1 game. That's good to see one of your leaders doing that.
Yes, that's right. And they're not gonna stop, because they know we talk about this all the time, and they're a reflection of me and Brian and Karen and Aaron, and so we expect effort all the time, and we get that in all the people that are out here for us as well at Duncan Field. So those are things. I forgot to do my extra job for Ryan. I'll get it. But
no,
thanks,
not a
Steve.
big deal.
When you get it caught up, I'll pick up.
All right.
But anyway, so it's been difficult for him to get going, but we see progress. We just have to do things better. A lot of things that we're doing wrong are self-inflicted, and those are things that we can correct. And our kids are being coachable, and we've got some kids on the way this weekend. Our reinforcements are going to get here in the next week, and I feel like we're going to be in good shape and be part of the conversation in the second half.
And that's the great thing about the league. They do play with the 2 halves, and you talked about, I think, yesterday, you don't want to give up on the first half, but it's not looking well. But
no.
And we've seen baseball, you can win a couple of games, and all of a sudden you're in a streak. Right now you're at the other end of it.
Yeah. And unfortunately, we are on the other end, and it's a learning experience for all these kids. They're all trying to get better, and they're all trying to gain experience. And unfortunately, it's not going the way we all want it to. But I can't fault our kids' effort, and that's one thing that I look at. Because if I do fault that, then we're going to have some conversations, and we haven't seen that.
As Cholet out of the pen, and the start today for DeBoer is a swing and a nice bounce back for Cholet. Walks the first man on 4 pitches, and then strikes out the 1, 2, and 3 hitters who had been combined, but they'd been on combined 7 times in 9 at bats the first 3 innings. So that's a pretty good job for Cholet.
And that's kind of a microcosm of not only him but us as a whole.
Yeah,
we have some pretty deep. We do some things right, and when Connor is. He'll tell you too. He gets upset. He's competitive and gets upset. And when he gets upset, things don't go the right way. And when he's controlled and does what he can do, he can get people out at the highest level. And so there you saw it. He wasn't close for 4 pitches in a row. And then on the 9 hitter, which causes gray hair for me, by the way.
Yeah.
But 1, 2, 3, and he looks unhittable. So we know the ability's there.
And the weird thing is, if I tell you going into today, your first 2 pitchers through the 5 innings have struck out a combined 10 batters, don't you feel like you're in pretty good shape?
Yeah,
and
Steve,
instead you've given up 8 runs and 11 hits.
It's another one of those, and I've said this a lot in the last 10 days or so. There's just some statistical anomalies that I look at, and it causes me not to sleep like I'd like to. It's weird. Before yesterday, according to our flight scope monitor, we have more barreled balls than the opponent through our home games, and yet we've not won one of them.
Yeah.
But again, we've also hit 7 hitters with 0-2 counts. Can't do that. And so our pitchers are getting better, and so that's a good sign. But we just have not been consistent in the box. And it's been 1 through 9 or 1 through 15, all those guys, and just haven't had that consistent answer. And we've got to get better at the plate.
Josh Printer will come to the plate now. He's had some bright spots, particularly on the road. Big multi-hit game and one of the contests at Oahe.
Yeah.
As Printer is 1 for 2 today. Singles in every inning, hits in every inning, just can't really string anything together to put a big crooked number on the board. We'll see if they can get a good start here as Printer grounds it to the left side. One hopper to the third baseman, throw to first in time, and Casper gets it done with Nathan Martinez to the two-hitter in the lineup. Cabranes and Jones still to come.
Yep. Again, Josh wants to swing early. He did, but not a pitch where he could really drive. He kind of had to do, that was really what it was going to do. Down in the zone, he's going to hit it in the ground, and that's not all bad at Duncan Field, but we seem to be finding gloves when we do that.
And here is Cabranes.
Well, first of all,
you have other things to do. I would have totally understood.
We've got a great crowd here tonight, which is great, and I do have things to do. But I so enjoy up here visiting with you, being part of that. I get a chance to say hi to my family, who's hopefully still watching, maybe not. I don't know. But you know, the thing is that, you know, I kind of have a rule as a longtime coach. I really don't. I don't mind you being ready to hit early. But what we're going to do is we're going to barrel things if we're going to swing early. Don't be swinging just because you can hit it. Doesn't mean you should. And in summer baseball, for them to have, I mean, Nick Jones is going to give us a professional at bat, and you knew he wasn't going to swing early because you can't have one of those 3-pitch at bats. But that's like gold in summer baseball. To get through a single-digit pitching inning just saves your entire team. And it saves them for not just tonight, but the next night and the next night after that. When you're playing streaks where you play 9-10 games in a row, unbelievably valuable.
Bobby Simmons has thrown 65 pitches through 5 innings. So
Yes.
there you go. Meanwhile, the Hastings starter had 78 through 3.
Yes.
So, yep.
There you go.
There's one of the stats of the night.
And you know, not everybody's going to see that number when they look at the box score tomorrow, but that puts incredible pressure on not only our bullpen, but we still have to play Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and these guys need rest, and so it's so valuable to get early pitch strikes. We talk about it all the time. Throw a first pitch strike to anybody, especially here.
Yeah.
Just make them do it, and you know, hats off to them. When we've thrown a first pitch strike, they've hit it.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you just got to congratulate them. They've been better than us. The first 2 times we've played them, I'm not sure. You know, we had chances to win both those games and weren't able to. Well, 2 out of one of the doubleheader games, I guess. But they've been competitive, and they're just better than us right now, and we've got to get better.
Jensen up there now. Kale Jensen, after Nick Jones worked to walk him into that professional at bat, hung in there, fouled the pitch off for 2. He's going to go here 1-0. They weren't paying any attention to him, and Nick Jones steals a base. He's in scoring position. I'll see if the Sodbusters can steal a run here with Jensen, who's had decent swings since joining the Sodbusters this past weekend.
He has shown not very much rust, despite the fact that he hasn't played a lot of baseball. He had some injuries at North Dakota State and forced him to redshirt. He's going to be a nice player. We like his demeanor at the plate. He's got some pop. You can't accidentally hit one out of Duncan, but he had good at bats in Pierre over the weekend, and he's going to be a nice piece for that lineup.
His first 3 hits were all extra base hits. This time he does strike out, though, as a nice bounce back for Bobby Simmons, who does get the strikeout here. And the 2-out walk does not come to fruition. It remains 8-1. You going to stick around? Or
I'm going to stick around for at least one more, at least a half inning. We'll see how that goes.
That'll work.
My wife is behind me and brought me dinner, so I have a hot dog waiting for me.
Oh, she brought home cooking.
Yeah.
Can't turn that down.
This is called home cooking when you're here as much as we are. I had her go down and get. I don't know. What did you get? Oh, she got a hamburger. I remember now because I stole a pickle.
Those hamburgers are good.
Yeah, they are good.
Good concessions here.
Yeah, Tim Johnson and his staff do a good job. And I always try to tell him that he can probably narrow down the menu. And every day I talk to him, he adds something. So, you know, he's an incredible employee. Him and Barb, Deb Johnson, they just work. They work so hard and they love doing what we're doing. And he doesn't ever want to turn anyone down. And so if somebody says, "Hey, I want this," then he's going to figure out how to do it.
Very cool.
And you just can't find that in today's world anymore.
It is 8-1. Casper with the lead over the Hastings Sodbusters. Good chance to come out and see him one more time this week, as it'll be a matchup against Casper again tomorrow. Mentioned Kale Jensen. He did strike out to end the inning, but the Sodbusters, nice to see Jensen in uniform, as he had a single earlier and hit it pretty well his second time up. And then Casper's Bobby Simmons, he was so dominant when he came in relief the first time. And there's a guy, Nebraska Wesleyan, going to be a fifth-year senior, and I was mentioning it to Ryan earlier, I don't think you can discount that. A guy who, yes, he's not an NCAA Division I guy, but he's been pitching in college enough to know how to get guys out. And we've had a few of those over the last few years. We don't have quite the experience that we've had on the pitching staff. And you feel like Scully.
Yes,
Scully last year, you throw him out every 5 days. He's going to give you 6 innings.
Yeah.
He's going to throw 100 pitches.
It was nice to pencil that in because you knew you're going to have it. And we don't have that yet,
right.
But we've got a lot of upside in a lot of the guys we have. But like you said, he's from Katy, Texas. Had a nice visit with him. Off balance is missed. It's just a great skill to have. It doesn't matter how you do it. Marcus Miller does a pretty good job of it. He hardly ever hits 80.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As Chandler Stocking, number 4 hitter in the lineup, along with Diaz and Martinez, will bat for Casper. Casper on top, 8-1. We're in the 6th inning. 9-inning contest here in the Independence League, and the Sodbusters going to be home tomorrow and then hitting the road to hopefully get a little more chemistry and a chance to hit the road and enjoy each other's company and win some ball games.
Yeah, we got it. We'll have a couple off days coming up here too. We're off on Sunday, Father's Day, and then we play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Monday, Tuesday, I think, and then we're off Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We got another break, and then we hit the second half, and it's pretty solid baseball. 17 home games in July for us, so we'll be doing this a lot.
Very cool. Very neat.
Yep.
Good opportunity to get out. Like I said, how much better do you want to spend your day? 70-some degrees today, 78 at game time, no wind. The last 2 days have just been perfect for baseball here at Duncan Field.
We don't get too many these days in Nebraska, to be quite honest with you, but not hardly any wind and not too hot. It's just been great. And again, Monday and Tuesday we've got we've got more than 1,000 people here the last 2 nights on a Monday and Tuesday, and that's a testament to just our support that we have in the community. And we just keep saying the same thing. We want affordable entertainment, and we want to keep it here. And we've got to have this kind of support, and it's great to see, despite the fact that we're not playing as well as we'd like to, that we continue to get that support.
Ariel Diaz up there now after Stocking earned a leadoff walk. 8-1 the score. That last inning, Cholet walked the leadoff man but got out of it. The first 0 that the Sodbusters put on the board, so good job for Cholet, and hopefully he can put another one up there and have a long relief outing to save that pen a little bit. I think plan A was to maybe get Jacob Shaw an inning before the day is done, but you don't want to see him probably go more than one.
No, we'll probably try to save Jacob Shaw till tomorrow, but he'll pitch one way or the other tomorrow, I would guess. And then we'll see what happens. He's been unhittable. He's been fun to watch, and he's the one guy that we have some limitations on as far as innings go. So we're going to try to be judicious with him because he's got 30 innings is what his coach wants him to go, and so he's really a 1-inning guy when we get him, or somewhere in that general area. So.
Well, Cholet walks another, so the first 2 have walked, and you never want to walk at any park. But you walk a couple here at Duncan Field, it's built for strikes. Throw strikes and make them hit it. And if they hit it, fine. But now Cholet is
We'll
going to be
deal with
taken
it.
out as
Yep.
the Sodbusters are going to go to the pen. And a tough outing for Cholet, again, who had his ups and downs. He strikes out 5, but he ends up walking 3, make it 4 in his outing today. So kind of a hit or miss, literally, kind of day for Connor Cholet.
Yeah, and you know, the problem with that is the amount of pitches that you have to throw to do that.
Yep.
In contrast, that's exactly what the other team is not doing, is they're not wasting a lot of pitches, and so that happens.
49
pitches
for Cholet. So there's a combined 127 pitches, and there are no outs here in the 6th inning.
Yeah. You know, Steve, sometimes most of the time, I love how good you do your job. A lot of times I don't want to hear some of the things you're telling me, but that's okay.
That's why I was going to give you the night off.
No, I know.
Because Ryan said,
Hey,
well, Scott's just sitting down there. I said, I don't blame him.
Yeah,
Let him sit, you know.
Here's the deal. You know, I get too much credit when thing goes right, and I want to take the blame when things don't go right. And that's part of the job, and you've got to be willing to do both those sides of things, because I think that's important. You know, I've recruited all these kids, and I believe in these kids, and they're so much better than what we're seeing, but we've got to get better, and so.
Sodbusters are going to go to the pen here. Tanner Johnson will come in. No record for him, an 8.43 ERA, making his 7th appearance in 8 2/3 innings. He's allowed 8 runs, 7 of those earned. He's allowed 8 hits. He has struck out 8. He's walked 12. He pitched against Oahe on Saturday and allowed 2 runs on 2 hits in an inning. That was the loss in that 3-game series. Walked 3 and struck out 1. He did pitch in the first game of the doubleheader against Casper. That 1 unearned run on 2 hit and struck out 2 and walked 3 that day.
Yeah. So again, he's another guy with a big upside. He's a Kearney guy. He's actually a two-way guy at high school, but he's at Iowa Western now, and they think that he's going to be a pitcher first, but he's been taking some BP for us. But again, live arm, good stuff. And you said it, the numbers, I believe they were 8 and 12, and that's the wrong way to be more of. But that's kind of what we see from him, is we see, same with Connor Cholet, we see flashes of brilliance, but the lack of consistency. And so I think as a whole, Joel Skipper and I, who's doing a fantastic job, and this is hard on Joel too, because he's a lot like me. He hates losing way more than he likes winning. But it's the attention to detail that unfortunately, you know, we're just making some mistakes that we kind of, I would say, assume, which is a horrible word, that they know some of these things, and they just don't. And so we're working on some of those details, and it's just not happening quite as fast as we would like. But again, I think these conversations that you and I are having, first of all, I still enjoy them, but these are things that aren't going to continue for the entire year. We're going to make some of these adjustments, and we're going to continue to learn. But again, that pitch was uncatchable. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And those are things. Those are called. That was an 0-2 pitch that was uncatchable, and now there's 2 runners in scoring position, and the double play is off. And so now, based upon what we normally do, there we go. Actually, that's what we normally do, is strike people out or walk people right now. But, you know, again, the way it's been going, that's when you get the ground ball, the shortstop or second base. That could have been a double play, but instead it's an out and a run and a productive out. And those are things that we're not doing very well.
It is 8-1. We're in the top half of the 6th inning. Runners at 2nd and 3rd, 1 out, 2 walks and a strikeout in the inning. And the first pitch right across for Johnson. And
they called it up.
Okay, 1 ball and no strikes is the count on Hamburg. Hamburg had a RBI single his last time up. He's also struck out and flown out as the pitch on the way, and that one's fouled away. 1 ball and 1 strike. You know, for as tough as it's been, maybe some of the highlights, the beer batter has struck out a lot this year. I don't know what the average of the beer batter is, but there have been some beer discounts handed out.
The fans love that. That's such a, when I remember the first time Brian told me that, And I kind of giggled at him, and I'm like, what? He goes, well, here's what the league does, and he tried to explain that to me. And it's some of the little things that they do that people just love, and that kind of tells really the story. It's entertainment first with some baseball in the middle. Now I can't quite see it that way, but that's what people look at and they talk about and they like.
And the funny thing is, it's 2-2 now, by the way. There was a Casper kid who bunted with 2 strikes so he could get the strikeout. I think he gave a tip of the hat because the game was pretty much over anyway. And yes, it's maybe that wasn't that was fun. It was fun.
It was exactly. And sometimes there's teammates that nice job, nice play. Teammates that know each other, and so one of my guys will go, hey, pick him for the bet, and so they enjoy that. And most of the teams they razz each other about it, and it is kind of fun. One of the things that through my wife and I and Brian and Aaron have done this for a long time now, and I usually say bye and thank you to everybody when they leave, and every once in a while I ask people what the score is or what the score was, and unbelievably not very many people tell me what the score is. Some people, if the scoreboard's still on, they'll glance over there and tell me. Now, they'll be able to tell me if they won or lost, but that tells us, too, that we're wanting to watch baseball. We're wanting to be entertained, and we're going to support our guys. And that's great. And I wish I could look at it like that all the time, but I just can't.
And I can't either.
No, I can't.
Yep, I'm the same way.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, the one thing while we were talking, an amazing play for Josh Printer at the shortstop spot. That with the infield playing in, Printer with a dive to his right, no way he was going to get the out at home, and a good decision not to throw home. Got the out at first, and that's an RBI ground out. But there's a guy who's kind of settled in, it looks like. He's played some first base, but looks very comfortable over at the shortstop position, Josh Printer.
He's a shortstop, but he hurt his arm as we started practice, and his arm is still pretty sore. So we're kind of easing him into shortstop again, and we're working on that.
Caleb Simmons comes up with a single. He'll advance to second base. He gets an RBI, and Casper's done a really good job during the course of the 3 games of getting hits with 2 outs to add on.
Yeah.
They have 2 more runs in the inning. It's 10-1, but it looked like the Sodbusters were going to be able to minimize the damage. But Caleb Simmons, number 8 hitter, comes through and singles to center field for the RBI, advancing on the play.
And again, not too much. Our guy got a good jump on the ball, but it was just in the right spot.
So that'll bring up the number 9 hitter. And pitch way outside to him. Ryan Schmidt has a 2-run single to his credit. He's also walked and struck out 2 more runs in the inning. They have scored in every inning but the 5th of the Casper Spuds, and they have taken a stranglehold on this one. It is 10-1. You really felt like Casper was maybe ripe to be picked yesterday. They're coming off the home sweep at the hands of Sawtooth. You had a Hastings team that had a little momentum coming in, and so dropping that 6-4 decision tough yesterday, and it has been all Spuds today.
Yep. I thought we had a real chance to get them yesterday in multiple innings.
Yep.
And we just couldn't get that last big hit, and it was really neat. We kind of just ignited the whole facility when Kale was able to knock the ball out of the park, and it was nice to see us fight and scratch and claw. And again, I think that's the third time for sure at home that we've had the tying winning runs on base in the last inning and not got it done. So typically in baseball, as you well know, a lot of those things yeah, hopefully somebody's just listening to us and not didn't see it, because I won't say it if you don't.
I'm good, because you know that. Well, go ahead and finish your thoughts, Scott.
Yeah, but we've had opportunities and we just haven't got those. But baseball usually evens out, and so what the hope is that we have some equity build up there where we can get this going our way. We just need a couple breaks every now and again. And last night, one of the plays that was a little bit a head scratcher as Tanner walked a hitter.
Number 9 hitter.
Number 9 hitter. Yeah, that's always fun for me.
Twice
too.
today. We walked twice in a row, by the way.
Yep.
Number 9 hitter.
Yep.
It's 10-1.
There's a reason why he's a number 9 hitter. But again, our guys are. It's just. Anyway, back to last night.
Okay.
Okay. So we got first and second, and we bunt. We can't get that done, which is okay. I understand why we did that because we got our best 2 hitters up, or the guys we have most confidence in. And then I'm not sure why you hold the runner on first with the runner at second. But as it turns out, it was a brilliant play because the ball led him right to the bag. Because if that guy's playing in normal first base position, I think that ball is down the line, and the game is tied at least with the winning run in scoring position.
Well, I guess I understand. Okay, here's why they're holding that run on, because he was the tying run. So you don't want him to be halfway to second base. In a lot of ways, he was the more important runner than the guy at second, but it also opened up the right side of the infield. I get it.
Yeah, but again, he couldn't go anywhere. So unfortunately, he had a hit batter here, but.
Bases loaded. 2 runs have scored in the inning, by the way. It is 10-1 as the Hastings Sodbusters are trailing it here in inning number 6, top half. 2 runs have scored already, and Johnson trying to find the zone. He got a couple of outs, got a strikeout and an RBI ground out, but since then, RBI single, a walk, and a hit batsman, and Johnson just trying to get that 3rd out.
And just not very close right now.
Yeah. We also had a situation where there's been 3 times where overthrown the pitcher going back to the mound, and that is just bizarre at this level that has happened, particularly for one of the more experienced guys. And Jonesy's had a really good day at the plate, but that's one. Has that ever been an issue?
I've never. We say this all the time.
Yeah.
You go to a baseball game because you're going to see something you've never seen before. And we've had, 6 or 7 home games, and I think we're on about 5 or 6 that I've never seen before.
Yeah.
A guy with that much experience, and here's the deal. We've given up a run, and we've got an out on the deal. I mean, it's incredible. I just don't, I don't get it. And that's focus. And it's just concentration, and it's, I say it all the time that I can't have favorites in the job that I have, but if I had one, his name would be Nick Jones.
Yeah, I know.
I just think the world of that young man, from a great family, and his brother's on the team too, and so I'm not sure. And I know Nick spent the entire spring as a DH and hasn't played a lot, and that could be part of it too. But it's not just that one play. We've made several plays this year that are just head-scratching plays, and those are things that I call them, baseball IQ.
Yeah.
It's just, and I say this all the time. A lot of people know how to play the game, but not everybody understands the game. And that's kind of where I think I've got a lot of good baseball players, but I don't have a lot of guys that understand the game. And we're definitely not playing like a group that is working together. We've got, and it's kind of it's just a weird thing in summer ball, that you got to kind of gel each other together and stop worrying about what you're doing and start worrying about what we're doing, and haven't got that figured out yet.
Bases loaded. Walk has scored around 11-1, and I'm sure if you're the head coach, Joel Skipper, you don't want to bring in another pitcher here and use a third of this inning down by 10. But man, oh man, find a way. And it's one of those, you go out and say, Tanner, it's your game. you got to do it.
We're bringing in I think we're bringing in a position player next. I think is what we're going to try to do, and try to buy some outs, because again, like we talked about before, Steve, the problem with this is not today.
Yeah.
The problem with this, I mean, this is out of hand right now. So the problem with this is this affects Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I mean, it's just unfortunate, and I feel bad for our staff. I feel bad for Joel. I know our guys are trying, but it comes to a point where we're trying too hard, and now Joel has no choice but to go out there and get them. So,
four-pitch walk.
Mom said there'd be days like this.
Yep.
And sometimes it's just hard to deal with, and unfortunately it's part of the growing process, and we've got to stay positive, and we've got to just continue to support these guys and try to put them in positions where they can succeed. And it comes down to are you willing to put the work in? Because all these kids are talented. Every night, almost every night here, we have a little league team that I come visit with before the game. I'm sure you've seen me out there, and I spend time talking to them. And so the thing I say, one of the things I say quite often is, how many of you guys have been to practice every day? And the majority of them say yes, right? And I said, okay, well, if you want to get to the next level, that's not good enough. You need to put the time in when people aren't watching, and don't ask for a video game for your birthday. Ask for a batting tee.
Yeah.
And those are things that it takes. You know, there's stories. You know, Mike Bovee, as soon as he could be on his feet, was over here behind us hitting balls. And now, I mean, yeah, but he just is going to outwork everybody. And so when you get a kid that's as talented as a guy like Mike or any of our kids, if they're also your hardest working guy, then we're going to be in pretty good shape.
Yep.
And I'm not singling out anybody, but a lot of these guys are talented and they want it just to happen. Well, that's not how baseball works. You've got to put in the time and you've got to go to work. And unfortunately, this has gone from bad to worse, and just a lot of pitches that really aren't competitive.
I'm thinking Karen should have been on. I'm just saying.
This is a good time. Would you like to try and say hi to your grandkids?
Well, the Sodbusters have gone to the pen, and they've gone to the guy who is the epitome of a utility guy, because Nolan Oliver is going to make his pitching debut. The Highland Scotty from Bentonville, Arkansas, will come in and try to get it out, and perhaps several of them, as he, by the way, is facing Chandler Stocking, a Division I player who has knocked in 3 so far today.
And he's been I enjoy talking to him. He's made a bunch of good plays. We've talked about that a lot, but he's a good player, and I've had nice conversations with him. But I'm not going to miss him when he goes back to Casper for a while.
Yep, he has been fun in the field and decent at the plate, and right now Oliver couldn't get it across. 1 ball and no strikes to count.
He's got a really good arm. He can really play. I think he's going to be for their community college. He's part of their conversation. I've talked to their coach a little bit. I think he's going to be a shortstop or second baseman at his level, and he's going to have a chance to play. He's got good skills, and he's super athletic. And when he came here, he said, "I can do everything." And I said, "You got to be careful what you wish for." Tongue-in-cheek a little bit, but of course,
you go.
This is one of those things. This is called summer baseball. You just are going to have to do things like this, and hopefully we'll be on the right side of these at some point. But it's just going to be the night's not going to get a whole lot better, and we've got a lot of outs to go.
That a baby, Oliver, prompting a pop-up. Somebody make a play, and that's where you want it to hit. Cabranes makes the catch. Stocking does fly out, and that will do it for the inning. But it is now 12-1 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Have you had enough, Scott? Have you had enough?
I really have.
Yes, I understand.
And I appreciate everything you do. And, I want to have one of these positive conversations. And again, I'm a half-full guy for sure, and I'm very disappointed with what's going on tonight. But I just feel in my heart that I've got a group of kids that just have to figure it out. And hopefully they're going to do that sooner than later. This is disappointing for me as well as everybody that's here. We got a great crowd on a Tuesday night on a perfect day, and the only thing that's not perfect is those numbers on the scoreboard. But I'm still happy. I'm still positive, and I love doing what I'm doing, and so fortunate that I can do what I want to do. So hi to all my family that's listening, and hopefully we're going to see you soon, and better times coming, Steve.
All right, thank you much. Scott Galusha, owner, general manager of the Hastings Sodbusters. It is 12-1 as we'll continue our broadcast here. Another half inning for me, and then we'll get Ryan back in for a couple more innings of play-by-play, but it is all Casper today. As the Spuds, by the way, this last half inning, 4 runs on 1 hit. And they stranded 3. They now have 12 runs on 12 hits. Sodbusters have committed 2 errors, and Casper has stranded 10. For Hastings, they have stranded 7 on the day, 1 run on 4 hits for Hastings in this game. As DeBoer would be the losing pitcher if this score holds. Cholet, his final line, 2 innings pitched. He allows 3 runs, 2 of them earned. He ends up allowing only 1 hit while striking out 5 but walking 4. Now we'll see if Sodbusters can find a little offense here as the first pitch is high and outside. Rusty Wortman up there now. Wortman is 0 for 1, a walk and a flyout. His 2 plate appearances as Bobby Simmons now with a whole bunch of run support, and you would think that with busy schedules, he may be in it for the distance unless he really gets in trouble. Still in great shape in terms of his pitch count through 5 innings. Bobby Simmons has done a nice job of maximizing his pitch numbers, 73 pitches coming into this frame. So maybe another inning or two for Simmons. It looks like maybe there's folks starting to mill around in the bullpen, but tremendous run support as Simmons will issue a 4-pitch walk to Rusty Wortman. So Wortman reaches, nobody out, 1 on, and we will see Corbin Rich come to the plate. A heck of a job for Nolan Oliver. Oliver, not listed as a pitcher, but came in, looked very comfortable on the mound. The Bentonville, Arkansas guy was able to prompt a pop-up from one of the best players on their team, Chandler Stocking, to end the threat. He'll probably come out and start the 7th, you would think, and if they could get a couple 3 innings out of him, that may be a lifesaver for that bullpen, as they can maybe rest some of their regular guys and put Oliver in there for an inning or two. 12-1 the score as the pitch is taken for a ball, and all of a sudden Bobby Simmons, who had a long time to rest in the dugout, he has kind of lost the zone a bit as he has thrown 6 straight balls to open this frame. Runner goes, pitch taken for a strike, throw down to second base, not going to be in time. It's a stolen base. Ball gets into center field, but no chance for further advancement as Rusty Wortman swipes the bag here in the 6th inning. 12-1 the score, and we'll see what Corbin Rich can get done, at least advance the runner and just play fundamentally sound baseball. As the right-handed pitcher, Bobby Simmons, upwards of 80 pitches thrown now. And the pitch is inside, 3-1. He's fallen behind the first couple of guys he's faced here in inning number 6. One more game in this series for the Hastings Sodbusters before they hit the road. Little bouncer toward the right side. Second baseman's got it, and the throw to first in time. No chance for advancement there. It came off the bat, and you wondered if it was going to be caught in the air. Normally you'll see the guy advance from second to third, but Wortman had to hold up and did not advance. Rich with a 4-3 ground out. That'll bring up Anthony Chavez. And Chavez, fielder's choice his first time up. A ground out his second time up. 0 for 2 on the day for Anthony Chavez for Hastings Sodbusters. Pitch is on the inside corner for a strike. 1 on, 1 out, the man in scoring position. It's 12-1 as Casper scored in every inning but the 5th. 2-1-2, 3-0-4 the line score. Sodbusters have their only run on the board in the 2nd inning. Scoring the run, Kale Jensen is singled and came in on a fielder's choice grounder from Lane Shires. Count, no balls and 2 strikes on Anthony Chavez. The Californian stands in the right-handed box against the right-handed pitcher, Bobby Simmons, the Texan. 2 pretty good baseball states there, California and Texas. Simmons playing his college ball at Nebraska Wesleyan. Runner goes, pitch fouled away, and remains 0-2. Tremendous lead for Wortman, who was going to steal third, but it remains no balls, 2 strikes, and Chavez had to swing there with the pitch coming in, an 0-2 count. If he could have seen that run, the lead he got, yeah, you let him steal third, but you have to protect there when it's a 2-strike count. Here's the pitch. This one is lined back up the middle. That's a base hit. Wortman will hit the third base bag. He's going to try to score, and he will do so easily as Chavez comes up with an RBI single. So leadoff walk, stolen base, and a little bit of fundamental baseball there for the Sodbusters as they score the run to make it 12-2. Casper on top.
Good swing there by Chavez to use the opposite field. Something we've seen a few of these Sodbuster hitters taking advantage of. And putting the bat on the ball and just leaving those pitches in the right spot. Wortman with the walk. Rich, pretty hard hit ball. And Chavez with the C&I single to the right side. And like you said, we had to wonder. Kind of surprised to see Simmons come out for the 6th inning, especially since he had been in that dugout for so long. But he's still going. Casper has a game tomorrow, and then they hit the road again. So, like most teams, trying to be efficient as you can with all of your relievers and give your other guys a break.
And Andrew Mounts, the assistant coach, came out to visit with Simmons, see if they can get him through the 6th here. He's allowed to run on a hit, also walked 1, and the pitch is across for strike. Lane Shires He is 1 for 2 with an infield single and a run batted in. Shires batting in the 9 spot for the Hastings Sodbusters in the green jerseys today. Pitch across, quickly strike 2 on Lane Shires. Leadoff walk, Rusty Wortman walked, stole second, and comes around to score on the RBI single from Anthony Chavez. Here's the pitch. Just misses a little bit low. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Shires, Kearney guy. Lane Shires now at Northwest Oklahoma State. I should say Northwest Missouri State. The MIAA. Pitch is in the dirt, gets by the catcher, hitting a second base bag, and staying there will be Chavez. A wild pitch, and Shires trying to bring the man home. Shires hit .274, pretty solid spring for the Bears, who really struggled in that rugged MIAA. Shires a Kearney guy. 2-2 the count on Shires. One of their better outfielders. He plays a lot of center field when he's in the lineup. Just trying to get the bat going like many of this Hastings Sodbuster crew. Bouncing ball left side. Third baseman makes the stop and can't make the throw. Shires a lot of speed, so no chance to throw out Shires. He'll beat out the infield single. Chavez will stay at second base. When that took the high hop, really no chance to throw out Shires. A good decision as they have a new third baseman in there. That's Austin Stallwick. We'll see if there's any other defensive changes, and we'll see where Stallwick is in the order, if he's in for Martinez or somebody else. But Stallwick is at third base now for this Casper crew. We'll see a lot of new faces as this day progresses. Back at the top of the order, Gage Frank. Frank hit by a pitch back in the second. He's 0 for 2 on the day. 12-2 the score. Sodbusters trying to hang a crooked number here in the 6th after Casper put up 4 runs in the top of the inning. Pitch is a little bit low. 2 balls and no strikes on Gage Frank. A walk, RBI single, and now an infield single for the Sodbusters as they have 2 hits in the inning and now 6 in the game. Been out hit 12-6 on the day. Pitch is outside, and could the end of the line be coming for Simmons? Hard to see whether there is action out there in the Casper pen. You would think there is after Mounts made the mound visit. It looked like he was looking down to the right side. And this pitch is in there. Simmons getting close to 100 pitches, so this likely his last inning regardless. Your max is 110. Simmons trying to pick up his second win of the year against the Sodbusters, and pitch misses, so it's bases loaded time for the Hastings Sodbusters with Josh Printer coming to the plate.
Yeah, that's end of the line there for Simmons. You had to figure it was coming sometime sooner or later, but Sodbusters stringing together some good offense, being selective. You know, you want to try to be the guy to have that spark going in. Down 12 runs, down 12-2 rather, down 10 runs, but good discipline by the Sodbusters just to let some of those balls go by and keep the line moving.
And we'll take a break, tell you about the new Casper pitcher when we come back. 12-2 Casper. It's Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Well, this game has been turned over to position players. That's where we've reached here in summer baseball. 12-2 the score, and we will get a look at Elijah Reeves, outstanding outfielder. He's the DH today, and now he enters the game as a right-handed pitcher to try to pick up the The garbage here for Bobby Simmons. Simmons working 5 1/3 innings of solid baseball, striking out 3, walking 4. He's allowed 2 runs so far. All of the runners out there, his responsibility, but he's leaving with the 10-run lead. So Casper not wanting to use another pitcher. Sodbusters not wanting to use another pitcher as they brought in Nolan Oliver. So we could see a very interesting last few innings, right?
Yeah, and Reeves, a outfielder by trade, just completed his freshman year at Pima Community College, and for the Aztecs, figured, well, maybe he had an inning or two. Nope, did not pitch. So this is probably his first appearance on the mound in his college career, and probably not. And there's not a better time to do it. You're up 10 runs, got a little bit of a cushion there. Yeah, the bases are loaded, but Sodbusters have been struggling all game, and from warm-up tosses, you know, seems like Reeves has an arm. Can he find the location?
Well, Printer, see if they can make him pay with the bases loaded. The Sodbusters 1 home of the inning. A pitch right across in the inside corner for strike 1. And notice Reeves, he loses his hat a lot in the outfield, and he loses his hat on the first pitch that he throws here against the Hastings Sodbusters.
Gonna have to get a new hat.
Yeah, or a bobby pin. I don't know if baseball players carry bobby pins. Probably not. There goes the hat again. 1 ball and 1 strike. Printer trying to find a way to keep this inning rolling along. Sodbusters have 1 home and the bases loaded. Still only 1 out. Pitch bounces away. That will allow a run to score. Is that one in the dirt, or in the turf, I should say. And coming home from third base is Chavez. Lane Shires advances to third, and Gage Frank to second. So the Sodbusters have their first 2-run inning of the day, and not done yet. With 2 runners in scoring position, we'll see if Printer can come through. 2-1 the count as the pitch comes. Off speed is high. 3 balls and a strike on Printer. So Elijah Reeves, he threw that first pitch strike and has struggled since. Working out of the stretch, and the pitch. Ball 4. Loaded up again for Marcos Cabranes. So in the inning, 3 walks, 2 singles. Not real pretty. And if you were wanting not pretty baseball, the top of the 6th was about as ugly as it got. 4 runs, 1 hit for Casper to blow this baby wide open. Busters have gotten 2 consolation runs so far here in the 7th, or in the 6th, I should say. Say moderately, still got 9 outs to play with. I'm sure if Casper sees major issues, they would go to a real pitcher, but right now just trying to get through this inning with Reeves. And Reeves over the top of the head of Cabranes. Now he throws a strike, bases loaded. 1-1 the count to Cabranes. 2 have scored in the inning. Sodbusters looking for a huge crooked number to maybe think about crawling back into this one. Here's the pitch. And it's popped up down the right field line and foul. I mean, you want to see the team battle, but then your head coach is kind of called into, okay, do we continue with our position player? If you score 6 or 7 here and you get back in the game, or, you know, if you're way out of it, you continue with the position player and try to save your bullpen. There's a lot of things that most people don't think about that could come into play depending on how this inning goes for Hastings.
Well, only one way to find out, and we're in for a good one, you know.
As Cabranes, a 2-2 count on him. Bases are loaded with Sodbusters. 2 have scored after Casper put up 4 to seemingly take control in this one. Cabranes skies this one high in the air, short right field, but it should be deep enough to score a run. Caught. Run will come home from third on the sacrifice. Also advancing from second to third on the play was Gage Frank. Shires scores. Cabranes gets himself an RBI fly, back fly. And Frank ends up at third base. Stays at first. 3 home of the inning. It's 12-4. That's exactly what Reeves is hoping for. Just find a way to get an out. You will definitely exchange a run for an out right there. Now has a chance to get out of this with minimal damage since he came in. Runners at the corners. Low for that one. Nice stop as they've put in the backup catcher. I believe it's Julian Abraham behind the plate, or is it Austin? Oh, Jones, yep. Austin Jones, 26, has checked in. So some changes in the Casper lineup. Try to catch those as this day goes on. Jones is in for Diaz.
Some other good news. Stockings out of the game at shortstop. We got Ty Volmer.
Looping liner towards center field, but that'll be caught, and that'll do it for the Sodbusters here in inning number 6 as Nick Jones flies out to end the inning. But the Sodbusters do get 3 on the board, and we'll head to the 7th inning. It's 12-4 Casper, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner. Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
Out of the 7th inning, and it's Casper in command. They lead the Hastings Sodbusters 12-4. Once again, Ryan Valenta.
Yeah, I was down at the field snapping some shots of the guys. Witnessed after Tanner Johnson got pulled and seen 32 come in, I was like, that's not a pitcher. And, what better time to do it than save your bullpen too, and still got a game to win tomorrow, so you want to try and save all those arms for tomorrow. But see if Oliver can keep pace here. Retired the only batter he faced on a pop out to the infield. Tanner Johnson's final line in the 6th inning, 2/3 of an inning, a hit, 2 runs, both earned, 3 walks, and a strikeout. Oliver goes to work and lining the first pitch and caught. Get up, Anthony Chavez. Nice snag over at third on the soft liner there for out number 1.
Number 20, Austin Stolwick.
That was Austin Jones, the batter, lining out quickly. So there is 1 pitch and 1 out for Oliver. First pitch missing. This one to Austin Stolwick. Stolwick came on, pinch hit for Nathan Martinez. Takes ball 2. Here's the 2-0. Couldn't pull the trigger, but that's right there for strike 1. Stolwick struck out in his last plate appearance. I had 2-1, blew it right by him. 2-1. Yeah, they're position players, but they're pumping some heat on both sides. Got to give them credit for those. Pitch is hit the batter, and Jones trying to offer that. Stolwick leaned into it.
That could have been strike 3.
I was about to say it almost looked like shot behind the plate was about to ring him up, and Joel Skipper's one step onto the field, kind of wondering the same thing, like what's going on.
Yeah, Nick Jones pleading his case. He looked over to the head coach and said, hey, the guy leaned into it, but it is what it is. What a tough break there. Like I said, I thought that was strike 3 on the inside corner, but it caught a piece of the elbow guard, and, well, been that kind of day.
Here we go again. So Oliver from the stretch, the bunt's down. Chavez comes charging in with a bare hand, double clutch, but still gets it over to first in time for out number 1. So Danner Hamburg sacrifices Stolwick over to second. Even in an 8-run lead, Casper still playing small ball, trying to tack on as many runs as they can, because not really a concrete number for a safe lead here in summer ball. Stolwick at second. First pitch swinging is Caleb Simmons. Comes up empty.
Really interesting to see him do it with one out, though, because that's the second out to put him out in scoring position.
So Oliver ahead 0-1. Pass ball misses high and away for ball 2. Ball 1. Simmons playing first base. Delvedon scored his last at bat. To the right side, Rich on a couple hops. No problem for Corbin over there at first base. And the Sodbusters hang a 0 in the 7th inning. Casper strands 1. They lead 12-4. It's stretch time in Hastings. We'll be right back.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Happy 7th inning stretch at Duncan Field. Fans have been sitting for quite a while in this game as we are now 2+ hours into game number 2. 2 hours and 15 minutes. Elijah Reeves back out. We have hit position player pitchers at Duncan Field as Casper holds a 12-4 lead. Reeves last inning came on in relief. Strike 1 to Kale Jensen. A couple runners scoring, but all of them belonging to Bobby Simmons. Pop fly, foul ground on the first base side. Reeves makes the grab in foul territory. He's right in front of the first baseman, Simmons. Outfielder by trade, easy to take it himself with as a pitcher there.
So I was going to say, you don't want your pitcher doing, I'm not a pitcher, give me the ball. I'm a center fielder. This is easy.
So no problem for Reeves there, and even kept the hat on the whole process too. So Jensen's retired. Rusty Wortman will be the next man up. From the wind, Reeves is really pumping it in there. You got to have a strong arm as an outfielder, and he's throwing that on the mound. Ball 2's inside to Wortman. Couple of walks and a foul out back in the 3rd. Wortman came around to score one of the 4 Sodbuster runs. Reeves has missed 3 straight. Wortman 1 pitch away from bases on balls, but not to be just yet. Strike 1. Reeves delivers to the right side, backhanded by Simmons, drops the baseball, and does not throw over to first as Wortman reaches. Simmons made the backhand play, but lost it on the transfer.
Gotta be a single, wasn't it?
I was going to say the opposite.
Yep, they put up an error.
Yep. Fielded it cleanly. Reeves probably was there. So that will go down as an error on the first baseman, Caleb Simmons. As Wortman reaches. Here's Corbin Rich. Takes ball 1 low. Reeves loses the lid. Anyone have a tally going for that yet?
4, right? I think it's
it's
4.
got to be at least 4. Pickoff
Yep.
throw to first is late. Wortman at first. Reeves trying to eat up the last few innings. See how long he can go. Popped up, shallow center. Burke got a late jump, but he still makes the play after stumbling, after taking a first pitch back. All the way in, and Burke makes the play for out number 2.
That position players are doing all right. And if you even see a little unorthodox, Reeves bounces the ball up to himself. You never see real pitchers doing that.
Summer baseball, we're having fun. It's what we love to see here. Wortman remains at first. Ball 1 downstairs to Anthony Chavez. Chavez with a nice grab at third base. On the defensive highlights, also worth mentioning, Lane Shires in center field, making a nice running catch. Strike is high and tight. Count goes to 1-1 to Chavez. Chavez just playing in his 5th game in the 15th Sodbuster game of the season. 1-1, checked his swing, did not go. So 2-1. Lights are on at Duncan Field. The wind is quiet. Perfect day as Chavez chases ball 3. Fastball on the outer part of the plates. He'll take a second to recollect himself. Sodbusters and the Spuds will be back at it again tomorrow. Wednesday night, 6:35, right back here at Duncan Field. Ryan Valenta, Steve Stein will have game 3 tomorrow. Curveball, if he has one. Sure looked like one's outside.
12-4 game. I thought that was strike 3.
Been a little bit of a tighter zone today for Kobe Schott, who was the field umpire yesterday. 3-2 pitch and a wave and a miss as Chavez goes down on strikes. And the Sodbusters leave a runner stranded. 0 for each side in the 7th inning. 2 innings left to go. Casper up 12-4. I'll be right back.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Welcome back to Duncan Field. Nolan Oliver back out on the mound for the Sodbusters. As much as it pains us to say, Nolan Oliver has been the best pitcher for the Sodbusters all evening, as he has pitched an inning and a third of, dare I say, perfect baseball here in relief of the other Sodbuster pitchers. Adam DeBoer got the start. Pulled after pitching 3+. Couldn't escape the 4th inning. He gave up 7 runs, 6 earned, struck out 5. Cholet pitched the next 2 innings. Couldn't get an out in the 6th, as he leaves, allowing just 1 hit, 3 runs, 2 earns, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Tanner Johnson came on in relief, also could not finish the 6th. He pitched 2/3 of an inning, giving up a hit, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. So 8 walks, 11 strikeouts for Sodbuster pitching. As a breaking ball from Oliver misses high for ball 1. Ryan Schmidt crushes one to right center field, and that'll get in the gap for extra bases. And that's going to roll all the way just in front of the wall. Schmidt rounding second on his way to third, and no throw there as a stand-up triple for Ryan Schmidt And that ball was vaporized. No shot for any outfielder to get that. It's a leadoff triple for the 9-hole hitter.
And what a day for the 9-hole hitter, who is now 2 for 3, 2 runs batted in and a run scored. He's walked twice, and so he is at third with nobody out. As another chance for tack-on runs for Casper.
And first pitch to Elijah Reeves, designated hitter, now the pitcher. Bats for the 5th time. He's 3 for 4 and scored 3 times. As he tried to check his swing, ended up catching a piece of that. Count is 1-1. Schmidt at third. Oliver back to the windup. High and tight. A little chin music there. Misses for ball 2. Reeves on the day. 3 singles in his first 3 at-bats. Strikeout and a hit by pitch as well, making up those 3 hits. Reeves coming into the game with 10 hits, now tied for the team lead with 13. 2-2, up high for ball 3. So Oliver works the count full. 13 hits for Casper, 6 for your Sodbusters. Oliver ready with the payoff, and that breaking ball misses upstairs for ball 4. Close pitch, but not quite, as Reeves will reach base for the 5th time this evening. Well, the first 2 have reached against Oliver, who announcer's jinx had been perfect through his inning and a third. He'll now face Matthew Marsick as the Spud lineup turns over for the 6th time here on this Tuesday at Duncan Field. Ball 1 downstairs to Marsick. Marsick also with a multi-hit game. That's 4 Spud batters with 2 or more hits in today's contest. Marsick also 3 for 4, driven in a run and scored twice. To center field, and that'll fall for a base hit in front of Shires. Coming around to score is Schmidt, the 13th run. And the Spuds have put up a baker's dozen here at Duncan Field. It's 13-4.
Well, you're hoping for more position player magic, but Nolan Oliver getting beat up a little bit here in the 8th inning, but you'd hate to go to the pen again. It looks like there is a little bit of action out there, and hopefully Oliver can just find a way to get some outs.
Sodbusters already on their 4th pitcher of the evening. They still need to get 6 outs. So runs across without an out yet. And quickly 2 balls to Chase Burke. Burke on the day, 1 of 2 starters without a hit yet. Has driven in a couple of runs. And scored once himself on a walk. 2-0 to right field, towards the line, and foul. Spud's pretty darn good at playing line ball, or at least making an effort to put the ball over that way, as their offense has exploded. 13 runs and 14 hits in the middle game contest. Oliver ready, 3-1 is high for ball 4. So the first 4 have reached in the inning against Nolan Oliver. The wheel is definitely turning now, as you mentioned, more action in the bullpen, and still nobody out with bases loaded.
Caden Cusella is getting warm and maybe close to being warm for the Sodbusters. He would likely be the next guy out there for Hastings, but hopefully Oliver can find a way to prompt a grounder and get 2 right here.
First pitch is in there for a high strike. This is Trey Vollmer. Pinch hitting, 0-1 count. Crack to the left side, diving stop by Chavez. Steps on third, throw across to first, and not in time as Rich had to come off the bag to keep that in front. That's an RBI ground out. Chavez gets the force out at third. A 14th run scores. And Sodbusters once again find themselves down by 10 here in the 8th inning. Could have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah, you'll take that. At this point, you'll exchange the out for the run, get an out. Just trying to find a way to get 5 more without having to test your bullpen too much more.
First pitch is a ball to Austin Jones. Pinch hit for Yariel Diaz. Now doing the catching. Fouls that pitch off. So Marsick erased on the bases. Burke is at second. Into right center field, and wouldn't you know it, another hit. As Marsick will come around to score. On his way to second is Jones, and he slides in safely with a double. And Casper has put up 15. They now have 3 in the inning, and they have scored more than once in now 5 of these 8 innings here in Hastings.
Austin Jones, a fired up young man. He's not played too much, but remember he came in when their number 1 catcher got hurt and went 3 for 6 in the doubleheader on Sunday. Comes in a pinch hit role and has a double and an RBI and 2 at-bats.
So Austin Jones doubles. Here's Austin Stallwick. Fly ball in the infield. Could be a play for anybody. Nope, just in the Spud dugout. As that just gets out of play, and about a couple feet closer to the field, you've got out number 2 right there.
Take him any way you can get him at this point, finding a way to get 5 more outs in this game.
Stallwick steps back in. It's already 3 in the inning against Nolan Oliver. At this point of the game, been position players galore. As home plate umpire Kobe Schott's going to give Nick Jones second. Might have caught him somewhere on that ball in the dirt. You never know with the turf. It's those spots in there, those balls can bounce anywhere, and might not expect it there. Foul pitch, and Jones is just getting beat up back there. My goodness.
Well, if my math is correct, that was also pitch number 199 that he has tried to catch today. This will be 200 pitches by the Sodbusters, and that makes for a long day for the catcher, especially when the last 2 have been fouled off you, and you're down by 11. Oh, my. That makes it so tough.
So 2-2, Oliver delivers high for ball 3. And there is number 200. Baseball nerd coming out at me. There's recent memory in the early 2010s. Kurt Suzuki for the Minnesota Twins got clipped with 3 foul balls and 1 at bat as Jones strikes out. Got him to chase the pitch down in the zone. And Jones is retired. That's Stallwick, rather. Stallwick retired. Well, there's the second out of the inning. Runners still at second and third. Danner Hamburg, next batter. So with 2 outs, Sodbusters 1 out away from ending another nightmare of an inning. Hamburg on the day 1 for 4, has driven in a couple of runs. In his first action in the field for the Spuds this year. Mentioned he's made an appearance on the mound, so just second game for the Spud second baseman. Well, he's down 2 strikes. Oliver trying to put out the fire here. The 0-2 is up high. Oliver will have to throw 1 more. That's 44 pitches. The Sodbuster utility man now. Here comes to center field, but Printer is there with the soft liner at shortstop. He makes the grab for out number 3. Another crooked number for the Spuds. They hang 3, they leave 2, and Sodbusters have some work to do. They've got 6 outs to play with, down by 11.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Bottom of the 8th inning, Sodbusters, like I mentioned before the break, have some work to do, and Cooper Hack, the next arm out of the Spud bullpen. If you were with us yesterday, you might recall a short but eventful outing for Mr. Hack. Came on in relief of Tristan Tatum, and he threw 4 pitches, and that was it. First 3 to Zach Vital were wild, nowhere close, and then the 4th pitch hit him. And with the game still very much in reach, Coach Mike Bowles for the Casper Spuds immediately went to the mound and pulled Cooper Hack. I was down at the field at that time in between those innings, and Mr. Hack was none too pleased with being hooked after 4 pitches, but the move paid off in the end. Spuds bringing in their top 2 relievers in Flores and Barcena to lock it down. So let's see how the outing on Tuesday goes for Cooper Hack as he faces the Sodbuster lineup. Ball 1 is high.
I love the move. I love the move for Mike Bowles. I mean, yes, there's a reason he got taken out yesterday. There's a reason you put him back out there today. Let's see how it goes.
Put him back on the horse. It's the only thing you can do. Ball 2 is up high, the same spot to Lane Shires. Shires with the multi-hit game. A couple of singles. His past 2 at-bats. Ahead in the count, 2-0. And there's a strike high and tight for strike 1. Hack with a 5.40 ERA on the season. 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, and 3 hit batters. Pitch on the inside part of the plate again for strike 2. And count back even at 2 apiece. So Hack already a step ahead of yesterday's. Found the strike zone twice. And fouled off the mask of Jones behind the plate. He appears to be all right, so we'll try again. The 2-2 pitch. Hack ready. Here it comes, and that's in the dirt, blocked by Jones. Count goes full. Cooper Hack, a Casper native, playing summer ball in his hometown, Solano College. Pitcher, 3-2 is called third strike on the inside half. Shires can't believe it. He tossed the bat thinking he had ball 4. And he's retired. And after the first pitch, or first batter, Mike Bowles on his way out to the mound, but just the 2 will chat it over there.
This is fascinating that he went out and talked to him. I would love to, and just pat on the back. That's better, I suppose.
Huh. Tip the cap to the crowd for Mike Bowles, or he's tipping his cap to his players in the dugout too. And
like I say, I totally agree with the move yesterday, but I'm sure there was probably a conversation after the game about, hey man, you don't show me up like that. I'm gonna give you another chance, and well, he's got 1 out.
Yeah, I mean, at some aspects of the game, you're lucky to get the second chance that happens to you.
You bet.
Curveball is way inside, but called a strike. Have that. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Same pitch, swung on for Gage Frank. Shallow left field. And calling off the shortstop is Marsick in left field. Makes the grab for out number 2. So 2 quick outs for Cooper Hack. As Frank flies out, and he will finish his day 0 for 3. And Josh Printer, the last hope for the Sodbusters in the 8th inning. Strike 1 on the outer part of the plate. And once a tight zone is opened up a little bit for the home plate umpire. Printer waits the 0-1, bounced up in there for ball 1.
By the way, it looks like Reeves stayed in the game. Of course, he came in as the pitcher, so there's no DH. Reeves is now in center field. Hack came in for Burke in the 3rd spot in the batting order.
Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that gets away for ball 2. Printer on the day with a hit. Also reached base via walk. Printer with 1 of 6 Sodbuster hits so far in the game. Been all singles for the Sodbusters. No extra base hits to their name today. To the left side, and Printer will have his second hit as that finds the gap on the left side. So more 2-out hitting for the Sodbusters as Printer's on with another multi-hit game. And second Sodbuster to accomplish that feat tonight.
Say, look for silver linings. You mentioned Lane Shires, pair of infield singles. He's got a guy, and Printer with another multi-hit game for this Hastings team. So try to find the bright spots in a 15-4 set back at this point.
Marcos Cabranes, the next batter. Breaking ball bounces up there for ball 1. Cabranes still looking for his first hit of the game. So Sodbusters now with 8 hits, and that pitch is bounced up there again. Jones does a wonderful job to keep it in front. So Jones, Jensen, Wortman, and Chavez each with hits. Printer and Shires with a couple. Cabranes up in the count, 2-0 with 2 outs. That off speed's in there for strike 1. Pitch up high, ball 3. After 2 outs, single, and Hack in danger of walking Cabranes. (3-1), grounded to the left side, and coming in is Stallwick at third, and off the base is the first baseman Simmons, so Cabranes is aboard with 2 outs. Seen a few tricky hops over at third base. And that was Stallwick over third base, not able to make the throw. Well, that will go down as a throwing error on the third baseman Stallwick. Keeps the Sodbuster inning alive with 2 outs. Here's Nick Jones. Off speed is outside for a strike. Outside corner. If Jones can reach, power hitting Jensen waits on deck. Same spot, same result for strike 2. 0-2 to Nick Jones. To the left side. It's over Barakani. A long throw to first is in time for out number 3. Sodbusters threaten but do not score. They leave a pair as they get 1 hit and leave those 2 men on base. 15-4. Last call for both teams in the 9th inning.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady PregamePregame.com.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Sweet Caroline roars through the stands at Duncan Field. We go to the 9th inning. New pitcher for the Sodbusters is Caden Cusella.
I thought you were going to sing it. I'm thinking, it's the 9th inning. It's 15-4. Is anybody listening? We can, bum, bum, bum.
Let's let the crowd do
All
that.
right. Okay. All right. Well, it's just
we don't get paid to swing Sweet Caroline, but, we definitely could if we wanted to.
Yeah, but we don't want to, and you don't want us to. Caden Cusella, 0-1, a 9.0 ERA, making his third appearance. In one inning, he's allowed 3 runs. One of those earned. He's allowed 2 hits and struck out 1. He's also seen some time at the plate, played in the field yesterday, and picked up a hit for this Hastings Sodbuster squad. As Cusella just graduated from Grand Island Senior High, he's a Hastings College signee, so will be playing for Joel Skipper during the fall and spring at Hastings. He'll get used to this particular field. He's going to be going against the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Just try to go out there and throw up a 0 in a 15-4 game. Casper's really controlled this one since 6:35. 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third. It was 5-1 at the time. They've scored in every inning but 2 today, and posting 15 runs. First pitch strike to Caleb Simmons. The music has stopped and the people are still singing. And here is a rocket to the right center field gap, and that is going to be stopped before it got to the gap. So pretty decent job, man. I thought when that came off the bat, that was headed for the wall, but good job for Gage Frank to go over and cut it off. It's a loud single off the bat of Caleb Simmons, and that will bring up the number 9 hitter, Ryan Schmidt. Schmidt has had a great day in the number 9 spot. Triple and a run scored his last time up. Cusella brings home the first pitch to him, and that is struck solidly to the right center field gap, and going back and making the grab is Shires. So 2 pretty well hit balls result in a single and an out, and it's back to the top of the order for Elijah Reeves.
And swinging a hot bat was Schmidt. Hadn't had a hit in a Spud uniform before today, but he'll finish his afternoon 2 for 4. Very respectable day.
And Elijah Reeves, who set the table early for this team, 3 for 3 to begin the day, and he's first pitch swinging, and that is just foul, just right of the first base bag. No balls, 1 strike. Since then, Reeves' strikeout was hit by a pitch and walked, so he has scored 4 of the team's 15 runs today, 15-4. And Reeves, just for a bonus, gets his first pitching appearance today, and really solid, an inning and 2/3 to help save the bullpen. Swings and fouls it off, and Jonesy takes another one. Man, has it been tough for Nick Jones behind home plate today. Over 200 pitches received, and about 4 foul balls that he has taken. As the home plate umpire will give him a few minutes to rest as Kobe Schott walks the ball back out to Caden Cusella. Runner at first, 1 out, 15-4. Casper on top of the 9th inning. Here in Hastings today, same 2 teams at 6:35 tomorrow. Hope for a different result in tomorrow's contest. The pitch outside. Reeves trying to keep this 9th inning going, a single and a line out. So 1 on, 1 out, 1-2 the count on Reeves, and pitch misses for ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Elijah Reeves. Reeves going to Pima Community College. Skies this one foul. It remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another hometown guy, if you will. Casper is where he's from. 2-2 with 1 out in the 9th, 15-4. A 3-run 8th inning for Casper to extend the lead. Bouncing ball left side, could be a tough play. Printer will throw it to second for 1. That's all they'll get. Smart from the shortstop to the second baseman. Josh Printer settling nicely at that shortstop position. Fed it over to Marcos Cabranes, and there are 2 outs. So it's a fielder's choice grounder off the bat of Reeves. Great speed there as Simmons erased at second, 6-4. And here's Matthew Marsick, the left fielder, trying to continue the top of the ninth for the Casper Spuds. Left-handed hitter, Caden Cusella trying to put up a 0. And this one is fouled away. That one caught a piece of Marsick. No balls, 1 strike on Marsick. At one point, the 1 and 2 hitters in the lineup were a combined 6 for 6 with 5 runs scored. Now, Marsick struck out in the 5th, but he walked with the bases loaded to bring home a run, and he singled since. So he's got a 4-hit game with 2 runs scored and 2 RBI. Count 1 ball and 1 strike on the left-handed hitter. Caden Cusella, the right-handed pitcher for the Hastings Sodbusters, the former Islander of Grand Island Senior High, exchanging the purples for Sodbuster green. Pitch across for strike, 1 ball and 2 strikes on Marsick. Helped Grand Island Senior High to a top 4 finish in Class A state tournament, won by Lincoln East. 1-2 pitch, bounced foul, remains 1-2. Takes a tough hop, but staying with it. Andrew Mounts, first base coach over there for the Casper Spuds. 1-2, 1 on, 2 outs, 15-4 Spuds. This one bounces in, great stop for Jones. Hanging with it. He made an amazing diving stop at a potential wild pitch earlier when the Sodbusters were down 7. I thought that was great leadership for the guy, and there's another play right there. Don't have to make it in this kind of game, but still playing hard back there and trying to field your position as best you can. Sprayed foul. Marsick stays alive. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Marsick here in the ninth. 15 runs, 16 hits for Casper, 4 runs, 7 hits for the Hastings Sodbusters, each team with a pair of errors. And whoa, that one's a little bit outside. No chance for Jones on that one, as that almost hit the backstop on the fly. Matter of fact, I think it did hit the padding behind home plate over the opposite batter's box, and it goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. That one slipped a little bit on Cusella. So runner at first will be off. And this one is hit down the left field line and fair. And runner will advance to third and to second, but then stay at their respective positions. Classy move for Mike Bowles. He tried to hold his runner at second, and Reeves was already halfway to second. They want to give Marsick a double, so we'll be second and third. Reeves could have scored easily on the play. It's going to be second and third and 2 outs. And now who's going to bat? It is going to be Cooper Hack. Hack came in as a pitcher. He will get a chance for a plate appearance right now. He does have a plate appearance earlier this year. Walked in his only time at the plate earlier this season, so he's not unaccustomed. Well, maybe he is unaccustomed as you see the bat goes flying out of his hands. No batting gloves for him. And the Hastings Sodbuster dugout said, look out!
See if they're going to give him the bat back. Someone tosses it back over. I was just about to say, you see some of the great hitters that are pitchers in baseball, that don't use batting gloves. I can name Madison Bumgarner, for example. That guy hit some nukes. Jake Arrieta, no batting gloves. Not Hack. Let's see how his next swings go, if he does swing even.
I was going to say, he didn't swing on that one.
Might be under the orders not to swing now. I wouldn't
right.
be surprised.
Don't hurt anybody. Although, if that would have been closer to the third base coach's box, I would have thought maybe there was a message there, but that was right at the Hastings dugout. 2-1 the count. No malicious intent there, as Cusella trying to get out of this with a 0 on the board. 15-4 in the ninth. Here's the pitch. Line drive center field, but Lane Shires is right there, and that will do it for Casper in the ninth. No runs, a hit, and 2 men left. Bottom of the ninth. Coming up, it's 15-4 Casper, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Out of the bottom of the ninth, the Hastings Sodbusters on the short end, 15-4. Good job for Caden Casella to put up a 0 in his only inning of work. And now Hastings going to send a pinch hitter up there. It'll be Calvin Johnson, outfielder, Western Nebraska Community College. He's an Axtell High School grad. He was a redshirt in the spring for the Cougars of Western Nebraska. And Calvin playing in 2 games so far this year, 0 for 3 with an RBI. He'll get an opportunity here in the 9th inning. And the Casper pitching staff, they're pumping it up, huh? They're in it.
They're getting some work in.
Yep.
Only 3 pitchers used for the Spuds today. And got to make sure everybody's loose for tomorrow.
They are having a good time. And that is that. Now I'm pretty old. Is that what the youngsters mean by pumping it up? Is that what officially pumping it up is?
Yep, that is
Okay.
that is officially what pumping it up is,
All
Steve.
right, thank you. I appreciate that. I would pull so many muscles or break a hip. All right, Hack out there for the 9th inning. Did a good job in his 8th, a little better than yesterday, and giving another opportunity to see if he can work a scoreless 9th inning here. And there have been some highlights on both sides and some fun moments in a 15-4 game. As the pitch is inside, it's now 2 balls and no strikes. You see Nolan Oliver come out there. Yes, he did give up his runs, but put a 0 on the board in back-to-back innings. That's one of the highlights. Sodbusters, a couple of multi-hit games that we'll be able to talk about in our post-game conversation, and some entertainment nonetheless. And what's a better way to spend your Tuesday night than watching a little baseball in 75-degree weather? Pitch inside, now gets a piece of Johnson on the hand, and so Hack has relost the strike zone, if you will. Everything yesterday was inside and high, and he kind of went right back to that this inning, and see if he can rediscover his control as the Sodbusters will send Rusty Wortman to the plate. Wortman, the DH today, picks up a stolen base and Reuter scoring a run back in the 6th inning. Hastings getting a run in the 2nd. And 3 runs in that 6th for their 4 runs. They've given up 15, however, as the count, no balls and 1 strike. Got it done with the bottom of the order. Anthony Chavez with an RBI single back in the 6th inning. Pitch a little bit outside, 1 ball and 1 strike to count on Wortman. Reached on an error his last time up. Rusty Wortman, left-handed hitter against Hack, brings home the pitch, and this one outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. 6:35 start time tomorrow for the Sodbusters and the Spuds, and that'll be a road trip for Hastings. Pitch rifled to center field, but that's not where you want to hit it because Reeves is pretty good out there and scoots back a few steps and makes the play on Wortman, 1 on, 1 out. And that will bring to the plate Jacob Nesvara. Nesvara played in a game earlier this year, got it at bat, and Jacob Nesvara will be batting for Corbin Rich here in the bottom of the 9th. So good to see some of these other guys getting an opportunity. Jacob Nesvara played basketball at Doane University and is going to transition back to baseball, and so hoping to get some at-bats. If nothing else, get some batting practice and try to regain his baseball mojo for his sophomore year at Doane. 15-4 the score. Sodbusters on the short end after that line out to center field off the bat of Rusty Wortman.
Like we said, it just seems those Rockets find the gloves of the Spuds and find the gaps for the Sodbusters. Just can't buy any break here, it seems, at Duncan Field yet this year.
As the pitch is in the dirt, advancing to second base will be Johnson. No throw for Jones. And a runner in scoring position now, and an RBI chance for Nesvara. Jacob Nesvara, Grand Island senior high guy, in the left-handed box against Hack. Here's the pitch. Right across for strike, 1-1. Lineup Not quite yet going to be turned over. Chavez and Shires hoping to get their opportunities here in the 9th. Here's the pitch. Right across for strike. 1-2 the count on Nesvara with 1 on and 1 out. Bottom of the 9th, last chance for Hastings, trailing at 15-4. It's Casper really running away and hiding early in this one. Led 8-1 after 4 innings of play, and just for good measure tacked on 4 in the 6th. That's when we started to see position players pitching, and the position players doing a good job for both teams, acquitting themselves quite nicely. Nolan Oliver for the Sodbusters and Elijah Reeves for Casper. Count 3 balls, 2 strikes now on the Hastings pinch hitter, Jacob Nesvara. Here's the pitch. Foul ball. Nesvara staying alive. He'll get another swing.
Like the aggressiveness. It's your second plate appearance of the year. Wouldn't mind going down swinging there, you know. Show off your power. Let's see it.
Hack out of the stretch. Bouncing ball right side. Second baseman's got it. Throws to first. 2 outs. And advancing on the play will be Johnson. So Johnson over at third. And Nesvara out. And Chavez will come to the plate. He's got a single, an RBI, and a run scored to his credit. That coming back as part of the 6th inning. Anthony Chavez, stand to the right hand, trying to work a couple of scoreless innings, which would be a very nice bounce back after he threw 4 pitches and was lifted yesterday. It seems like everyone has made peace on that Casper team, and lesson learned here in summer ball, if you will. Pitch off the inside corner, 1 ball and no strikes. On Chavez. Lane Shires on deck, hoping to get his chance at a 3-hit game. 1-0 the count, and the pitch. Across for strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. What will the lineup look like tomorrow? It'll be interesting to see. Cabron is kind of settling into second. He can also catch, maybe the best catcher. Printer's looking very comfortable at the shortstop position. They've rotated a lot of guys in at first. They've had several third basemen. Several different outfielders have rotated in. Trying to push the right buttons to pick up the first win here at Duncan Field of the year. Just has not been happening here at Duncan. It's the Sodbusters on the verge of a 2-13 start. Casper would go to 8-5. Badlands leads the Independence League standings coming into today at 12-4. Fremont right behind it, 13-5. First half of the season will end on June 25th. 1-2 delivery. Low, 2 balls, 2 strikes on Chavez. Runner at third. Anthony trying to pick up his second RBI of the day if he could get a single right here. 15-4, Casper with the lead. 15 runs, 16 hits for the Spuds. 4 runs, 7 hits now for the Sodbusters. 2-2 pitch, bounced foul. Chavez getting a piece of himself. There have been so many foul balls which have caught players, either catchers, players in the box. I don't know if the umpires got plunked today. 2-2 with 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th. Sodbusters trying to stay alive here with Chavez at the plate. Hack shakes off one sign, comes set, and brings home the 2-2 pitch. Inside, nearly got a piece of Chavez. Backed out of the way of that one. We go to 3 balls and 2 strikes on Anthony Chavez. With Lane Shires, a pair of infield singles, an RBI, and a run scored, waiting on deck. Hack trying to close the door right here. The pitch. Swing and a miss. And that is your ball game as Anthony Chavez down on strikes to end the night. Sodbusters no runs on no hits and 1 man left. We'll be back to wrap up our broadcast right after that. 15-4 Casper. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Sodbuster Baseball wrapping up today's game, and it was all Casper Spuds really in control of this one from the get-go. Final line score 15 runs, 17 hits for Casper, and they commit 2 errors. Hastings with 4 runs, 8 hits. They have 2 errors. Casper scoring 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth to go up 8-1. They added 4 runs in the 6th inning, and then just for good measure gets 3 in the 8th. Hastings got its runs, a single one in the second, and a 3-run 6th inning. Just a tough day for the home team at the ballpark. There will be days like this, and hopefully not too many more of them.
Yeah, we previewed at the start of the game, kind of a bullpen day. Adam DeBoer starting, hadn't started yet this season, and was a reliever in his spring college at Southeast Community College, and looked good initially, but then 2 runs in the first and 1 run in the second, and you know the rest of the story.
Yeah, whatever.
Kind of couldn't get it going, and like it's happened so much, fell behind early. Offense scored a run in the second, had a chance for more, but just couldn't put the pieces together. So just not really much working for the offense or defense today.
Cholet, Johnson, but all giving up runs. One of the highlights, you saw Nolan Oliver, position player, come in. He got beat around a little bit in his last inning of work, but did a good job of putting 2 zeros on the board. Got out of a bases loaded jam when he came in. And then King Musella did give up a couple of hits, but no runs for him in that relief outing.
Yeah, man, a little bit of a bright spot. You know, we gotta look at the positives here. 10 walks for the pitching staff, but 12 strikeouts. So comparing to yesterday, where the Sodbuster pitching only able to strike out 3 batters, they kept the Spuds for the most part off balance even more, but the scoreboard doesn't tell that tale. So strikeouts are there, walks are still a problem, but for the pitching staff, they just got to keep this offense in the game. But for the offense, like we mentioned, a couple of bright spots there. Shires with a multi-hit game, Printer with a multi-hit game, and 6 of the 9 starters did record a hit, but only 4 runs on the scoreboard. It'll be go time tomorrow to try and salvage that Game 3 tomorrow.
Bobby Simmons picks up the win, goes 5 1/3 innings for Casper, allows 4 runs on 6 hits. They had some huge offensive numbers, as you might expect, putting up 16 hits today. Reeves, their leadoff guy, goes 3 for 5, 4 runs scored. How about a 5-hit day for Marsick in the 2-hole with 2 RBI and 2 runs scored. Multi-hit game for Stocking before being lifted. He goes 2 for 4, 3 runs batted in, and 2 runs scored. A multi-hit game for Simmons, a multi-hit game for Schmidt. Casper just controlling this in a lot of ways, and it'll be an opportunity to try to bounce back tomorrow as the Hastings.
Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Get the ultimate fan experience at a Hastings Sodbuster game this summer. Enjoy high-level collegiate summer wood bat baseball at the beautiful and historic Duncan Field in Hastings. Baseball and a whole lot more. Affordable family fun. That's what the Sodbusters and the Independence League are all about. Sodbuster Baseball. It's your team.
Catch the spirit.